Tom Brady done? Is he finished?
And Green Bay is not Green Bay right now.
You always wrong. Ooh.
Let's go back to Philly. A big trade just happened. Jimmy Butler.
And he's facing his former team, so you know it's gonna be some animosity.
And in the number one spot
For now.
Oh.
Seeing that field in Mexico City, it shows how stupid the NFL is. Now the East, how we looking? Favorite team.
Her favorite team.
With this trade happening, does this mean the Sixers are the front runners, are the favorites?
So you can stand up here and defend the player that just went 1 for 11 and then all of a sudden got sick.
Work day is on my nerves, but you know I'm here. We talking about sports, man. So I ain't even thinking about work right now. I'm thinking about sports.
That's why your laptop dead.
That's why your laptop is dead.
It is the Platform Sports Talk Show. I am your boy Smooth.
And I'm Stanton, baby.
When it's about sports,
It becomes our business, and business just picked up. Ooh,
there it is. What's going on with you, bro?
man. Nothing much.
Bam.
Nothing much, man. We just here, chilling, talking sports.
Right. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say that's our special guest making them noises. Not
I don't
me
even
this
know what
time.
you talking about. I didn't even hear nothing. I didn't hear nothing. I was, like, if ain't nobody said nothing. about it, we was
B
just
is
gonna keep it
already
pushing.
on the roll. Is that Versace?
I'm sick of it.
Buttermilk.
Now what?
And you had the nerve to talk about shaving your head bald.
I almost did. I ain't gonna lie. I almost did it. I was right there. Because I was talking to my friend. I was like, I got a haircut. They were like, you gonna do it? I was like, what, get a haircut? It's like, no, shave your head. I was like, I don't know. But no, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, so once again, this is your Wednesday night Sports Delight.
And not a Versace rag in sight. Talking all this shit.
Shouts out to B Baker. We had a great time this past Sunday for my birthday. We went to the SLU basketball game, and they played Seton Hall, number 12 ranked team at the Chaffetz. The crowd was rocking. Everyone showed up, but the Billikens. But it was a great atmosphere. Shouts out to the Chaffetz for really providing that great atmosphere of a nice intimate setting. It was a great turnout, but like I said, Seton Hall had a lot of big guys, like 7-footers, 6'11" guys. When they sub one guy out, they bring another 7-footer in.
Man.
They can shoot. I mean, they had some ballers. Hopefully, it's like one of those learning experiences in which they'll learn from it, get better, play better throughout the whole year, and get it going.
Ballers in the building.
Right, but we all know that y'all enjoy seeing yours truly and Stan.
More me than Smooth, but it is what it is.
But the reason why y'all are definitely
It be the
here,
wave.
especially our added audience, is because
They
we have a
heard the
guest.
waves be popping. Oh, wait, no.
No,
that ain't what you were
sorry,
saying.
sorry,
Oh,
bro,
my
sorry,
bad.
bro. So
My bad.
without any further ado, we want to go ahead and bring over to, well, not bring, but add on to
Yeah. Want to
the
bring her
screen.
on over.
our special guest, as she's repping for the ladies, as they have taken over the getaway for this month, Mrs. Bunny Chipman. How you doing?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Man, doing well. It's a
great.
pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes,
I really
yes.
do. Represent for the ladies.
There we go. Speaking of which, as we said on the pre-show on Facebook, shouts out to Tamika Miller for a a very fun episode.
She was funny.
It almost turned to like a dating game.
Man, you all were kind of edging it on too, though. I'm just saying.
Hold on. Wait a
like,
minute.
hey,
No.
Like,
No. If anything,
hey,
we
talk
prevented.
Let's talk about the exercise. Oh, you're single. Oh, well, let's talk about, hey, what do you like to do? Oh, okay. And
If anything, we
wait a
prevented
minute.
what could have been a catastrophic situation.
This sounds like a virtual date now. I mean, I was like, okay, they got it in-house now. All right, look, date nap in person, but okay.
Oh
We
man.
prevented the laying of hands.
It's all good, fun.
And truthfully, it was the liquor. Like,
Oh, wow.
you know, cause last week she came in, she was like, and I'm nervous, I don't know, But once she had 1, 2 looks, what's happening?
Don't throw me under the bus like that.
What's happening?
Hey.
Oh no, it's all in fun.
I know.
We all had a great time.
know.
We had a great time. But you definitely repped talking about sports fitness, a lot of good intel and everything. And now we have you here for the whole show, the duration of the show.
The whole
Ready to bring
show.
it. Hey, let's get to it.
So
Steak and potatoes.
for those on YouTube who
and
unfortunately did
potatoes.
not see us on Facebook,
meat.
shame on y'all. But for those who didn't see it, y'all so silly.
I'm like steak and potatoes.
That's the meat. It's the good stuff, though. I'm just saying. Let's get to it.
Look
You
at
don't like
this
steak?
I usually just say the whole
Steak.
winter chicken dinner thing,
Again, we got to level up some. We got to get the nice, good steak. The
Ain't
chicken
nothing wrong
steak.
with
I'm
chicken.
just,
You ain't never
it's
got
not wrong with it. But
First of
I'm
all-
just saying, I just leveled up a little, I want wine and dine. Take me to the steakhouse. Ask my husband. Hey, we going to get a steakhouse. Hey, let's go.
Hey, I went there on my birthday.
See?
It was. Yeah.
We're not going to do
It's that
chicken. We're
deal.
going to level up some. But it's all good.
Lobster.
Sandy.
Get that lobster in your system. Some
Hey,
scrimp.
I like lobster. I like seafood is my favorite food, so I like lobster, crab legs, clams, mussels, scallops. I'm there for it.
You what you call them, a mermaid out there. Just I got a little of it all.
A mermaid, really?
See, I don't do seafood.
It's
I'm
my favorite.
I am allergic to seafood, so
I'm sorry for you.
I can't. Nah, don't be sorry. I'm good. I still got my steak, my chicken. I'm good. I'm straight.
Okay. Again, so like I said, to the steak and potatoes, let's roll with it. What
Right,
topic
right.
you trying to start off with? It?
So
Just call her a mermaid,
he still.
bruh. Yeah, because
I'm past that. Hey,
he was like mermaid. You
Like
just
them
in the
all.
moment you thought you was like
you
I'm
think
gonna
Ariel. No.
right,
get
that's
him
what
with
they
this
think
one.
of. Okay.
In the moment I'm gonna get him with this one. Like,
Hey, at least a mermaid's not ugly looking, so hey.
do we know what a mermaid look like?
Nobody said a mermaid.
No.
was
Because there's always been that debate.
Oh, no, I've never heard a debate of what the mermaid look like and if she's ugly.
Which half
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Lord.
is the fish, and which half is the human?
Mm.
Be real messed up. Human legs, fish upper body.
Real messed up, huh?
That'd be real messed up. Like think about it. Short.
Silly. But at the end of the day, we know I'm not a mermaid because my name is Bunny. So,
Yes. And Bunny is bringing the bounce to the show tonight.
you guys and these little phrases here.
Who is you guys?
Wait. She has no idea what we used to do when Sadal, shouts out to Sadal as well. He's doing his thing with the investor. He's doing well for
Who is
anyone
this
who's
we? I
asking.
used to just sit here and be like, oh my lord.
No, because Stanley was the one who actually started it all. But we
Oh,
used
that is not
to,
true.
but we used to do NBA standings.
Oh,
and,
that thing.
and exactly, and we'll have a little metaphor to each team. And so,
But I don't know what you got to doing.
Sadal liked it so much that he wanted to incorporate it more on our show.
Okay.
So, of course, we don't have that quick mind. What's the word I'm trying to think of right now? Improv. Like Standing be having,
Okay.
or should I say, as hilarious.
Okay.
But we have a good time doing it. So, we even like to do a little improv every now and then and have a little fun with it.
Hey, since you said he used to do that with NBA standards, I'm glad it's not 2 years ago when
Uh-oh.
the lazy Lakers or the laughable Lakers 2 years ago are now the bomb.com. I don't know what the hell they are, but they are
the cream of the crop right
man
now.
of Lakers.
Yeah.
That deal.
So
Kobe at the game the other day, he knew he was going to see
hey,
courtside.
that game solidified Brian Baker as being a fan of the Lakers again. Because for the longest time he was saying, Ever since they signed Dwight Howard, he was like, man, nah, I'm going to the Clippers or whatever team he want to choose.
I just wanna call out Brian Baker because all it took was Kobe slapping Dwight's ass for you to be okay. Because that's the video he posted. You have fun, and you like, all right, I'm back.
Think about it.
You
Last
back?
time Kobe and Dwight were on the court together, they weren't laughing and ha-ha together.
They wasn't on the same team.
Dwight Howard played with
He went back when he was on the Rockets.
No, Dwight Howard and Kobe were
Yeah,
playing
but you said the last time they saw each other. That wasn't the last time.
No, I said last time they played together.
Okay.
Together. Because I went to one of them games, and
He was like, bruh,
Kobe
you
got
ass.
that game.
So before we continue on, give everybody just a bit of a background about yourself and the reason why you love sports so much. What inspired you to love sports like you do?
Well, I can honestly say I get a lot of credit to my father because he read the newspaper every day and always had the sports section sitting by itself. And I got inquired in mine. I'm like, let me see what's in the sports. And also, when the Rams moved to St. Louis, I didn't know anything about the NFL or football. I want to know what all the hype was about. So I said, okay, I'm going to start reading the paper, trying to learn the game, ask my daddy some questions, and I got to liking it. And then evolved to the Cardinals that next year, 1996, they went to the playoffs. That was Tony La Russa's first year in town. They were actually winning. And my daddy happened to go to a playoff game. He didn't take me.
Oh.
He took my sister and my mother. So I said, okay, let me go on TV and try to watch them. Let me see if I can see them in the stands. Of course I didn't. But that got me to looking at baseball. And I'm like, okay, that's not bad. So we got football, we got baseball. You don't have to worry about basketball. That's been my first love since I was probably kindergarten. Of course, my father. And then he used to always make sure when Michael Jordan was on TV, we got to make sure we watched the Michael Jordan show. So that was like our whole family then that we got to watch Michael Jordan. So basketball from little, football, high school, baseball, high school, rest history.
My bad.
That's what's
What's
up.
going on, brother?
B. Baker just texted me. He was like, I quit. I'm about to say, hold on.
Yeah,
now.
he got done right here on YouTube. And by the way, for those watching, please feel free to comment. Bring them comments all night long. This is not about us just talking. We want to interact with y'all as well. Also, let me go ahead and put here on the screen while I got it going on here. And as you were bringing up your sister, shout out to Suzanne. I know you're still on the pre-show or before the pre-show that she wants to, get on here. So we can definitely make that happen. When she wants to come by, maybe have both of y'all and get it in.
Get it in.
Get it in.
And
Sports talk.
And funny thing with the Lakers, so I didn't become a true Lakers fan until my husband said, hey, you got to be on Team Lakers because Kobe is my favorite player right now. So I got to learning and watching the Lakers. Of course, I already do basketball, but I'm like, okay, I'll give this Lakers thing a try. So you can't say, even though I wasn't born a Lakers fan, I watched the Lakers in their worst moments 2-3 years ago to now. So I'm not a fake fan like some other Laker fans out there.
Ooh, call them out.
I'm just saying, before LeBron
Call 'em
was
out.
when the Lakers basically had a G League roster, I was watching those games with my husband. I would fall asleep on them, but I was watching them.
Call them out.
So, Chris,
Get down.
I gave him credit. Hey, I
She
gave you
coming
credit
with
for
the
watching
smoke.
the Lakers.
She
'Cause
coming
there's
with the
some fake
smoke.
fans out there.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. So, I mean, how you feel about, fans who, like, follow, let's say, like LeBron James fans. Like, maybe they wasn't a big Laker fan back in the day, but now that LeBron's on that team, now they huge Laker fans. Thoughts on fans like that?
Well,
Uh-oh.
it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. That you can be a LeBron fan and a Laker fan, and if LeBron, let's say, went to the other team, you weren't a Lakers fan anymore, I could have an issue with it. But again, it's LeBron. At least he's somebody worth. Hey, the brother backs up what he's doing. So
Yeah.
now, if you were talking about somebody that was, I don't know, give me a subpar player, like a Carmelo Anthony type player, then I'm like, oh, right, really? You gonna get off the Lakers bandwagon because your boy Carmelo's going? LeBron is worth it. Carmelo, no.
Damn.
What about cats like Dame Lillard?
Oh, D. Lillard. Oh, that brother's cold. And again, I hate. I like it all or nothing, but I give people credit when it's really, really or great players. And D. Lillard is a great player, so you can get off the bandwagon for him. Again, most people are like all or nothing, which I am, but not in these situations because they're great.
So I still have a lot of questions in regards to NBA, but real quick, going back to your sister Suzanne, you told me something very cool before the show, that she is the first in Vashon
Vashon in the St. Louis Public Schools
and
district.
in history to be a female assistant
Football
coach.
Correct.
That's dope.
That's what I told
That's
her.
dope.
I said, hey, those are some big shoes that she's making marks in the sand, and I'm telling you, it's only bigger and better things for her.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of her. I really am, because even though we're talking about representing for the ladies, football, we rarely see any woman on a sideline, even in high school, Pop Warner League, anything. Rarely see that in basketball as far as like an NBA. We just got our first assistant coach. So, yeah, she's doing big things. I'm proud of her. And it's just best yet to come for her.
That's what's up. And now she is a assistant basketball coach for the women's basketball team.
At Vashon.
Shouts out to John Albert, who is the head coach of the ladies basketball team.
Coach Albert's cool people too.
We're trying to get him on the show. We've been trying to get him on here for a minute.
He told me that, but he's busy too himself. But he's a good guy as well.
Shouts out to his show that he does on Monday nights, Nothing But Facts. It's a great show on Facebook. Like I said, we all hope to get him and his co-host on the show, on our show as well. Huh? Yeah, Mo Better Sports. Yep. So trying to get them on the show very soon. Shouts out to him. So did you play any sports in high school or,
I ran cross country for 3 years, track for 3 years, basketball 1 season. So that's crazy. For basketball to be my favorite sport, that's the least sport I played in high school. But it's all good. My skills are subpar, but hey, at least I'm honest. But hey, I can analyze the game with you. I can sit there, hold a clipboard, and can tell you some things. So
right.
And then, like in college, I also worked with the sports information director, working in the athletic department. So I got to see ins and outs of not just basketball games, but reporting, stats, and working with the athletic director, transportation, and all that media outlet stuff. I got to learn about that. Oh, and I also did color commenting for football games and for basketball games. Yes.
That's what
it's so far ago. I don't think I have the recordings.
Oh man. If I would have known, I would have brought that in and played some stuff in the background.
Yeah.
How? When she said she ain't got the recordings, what was you gonna do that she couldn't do? What was you gonna do?
If. So anyway,
he was like, you did that, say less, I find it.
Right, here we go. Say no more.
Google all your names on YouTube. It'll pop up.
Well, we're talking about before technology is good now. Man, I'm telling you. So, yeah, shout out to Lincoln University. So, got my start there, HBCU. They are going to play this Friday against Harris Stowe. Of course, LU will win.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying, backing it up, battle of the HBCUs. But, yeah, Lincoln University did me very, very well.
That's what's up. And shouts out to all those who went to that school as well. They is known for it being a party school.
Parties everywhere, every school. Hey. Ha ha.
That right? Diffusing. There's parties everywhere.
It is. And at every school.
And at every school, including the Christian schools.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, they be getting down.
Exactly. See?
Ooh-wee, the level of liquor.
And have you ever heard anybody partying during the daytime while they're in class? Because I know people went to class, they didn't party, they were in class, then party night, just saying. That was back then, so maybe stuff changed now. I don't know. But
I heard about people partying during the day. I'm like, you just having a whole day party? It's class.
Right,
going on.
right.
It's 11:45 in the morning.
I don't know what institution they're doing that, but not Friday.
It's 11:45 in the morning. I got math. I don't want to go.
What you doing?
11:45 in math class? Wow.
All right, so once again, this is your Wednesday Night Sports Light. Shouts out to everyone who is tuning in. We see y'all coming in, checking out the show. Share this stream right now with the peoples. We have Mrs. Bunny Chipman here on the show, representing once again for the ladies. Shouts out to Team Clutch Elite Basketball TV. It says Kobe. So I see he's a big fan of Kobe right there. And we're going to go ahead and get
Kobe.
into.
That's the one that made sure that I was a Lakers fan and also make sure I got to love Kobe. So I did.
Okay, so that's the hubby right there. Then.
Yes,
there we go.
Shouts
Kobe.
out. TCB, a.k.a. Coach Chris.
Kobe.
Shouts out. Hopefully we can get him on the show. What team does he coach?
The Team Clutch.
Okay, so is
The
that
select team, high school.
okay? Select team. No, that's what's up. That's what's up. You know, we've been having previous guests. I know. Shout out to Coach Betts. He coaches at Career Academy. From Brian Baker, who knows a lot of people through the the logo scene as well. We talked about John Albert. Bernard Thornton came on the show. He coaches at Roosevelt. So we have a few people.
Y'all have a lot. Not
Yeah.
a few, a lot.
Yeah. So
Only named
a
a
lot of
few,
people
yeah,
ask, you should do more local stuff. Hey, we have no problem doing it. If you have someone who knows a lot about the local circuit here, let's get them on the show. Let's discuss it. You know what I'm saying?
Cause we down for whatever.
Because right now in high school local sports is district football going on. You know.
Right.
That?
Right.
Yeah.
So shouts out to all those in the local area doing their thing. Now it's time for the round table. That means any sports topic that is like flaming hot. We're going to talk about it right now, and it begins right now.
Ding, ding,
I'm
ding, ding.
black, you idiots. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Say that.
Uh-oh. He already trying to start it.
Because that was funny.
Stephen A. Smith.
That was the funniest thing I've heard in a while from Stephen A. Smith.
Hey, it's like
Funny
every
Stephen
time
A.
every time he said it, his hairline kept on going further.
Oh, that's wrong. That is wrong.
You gonna talk about me
Don't
in my
do
career?
Stephen A's hairline,
Do you know what I've
dude.
done? Do you know what I've done for this
Hey,
business?
Stephen-
Do you know what I've
Stephen
been?
A.
Stephen A.
Do you know what I've
Say
done?
that because he just signed a $7 million contract.
Right.
Okay, so he can say, "Oh, he's like, yeah,
The New York Post,
I'm not
Fox
mad."
News, Philadelphia, CNN, ESPN.
Right.
I've done it all.
Every
Right.
time he says that, that bank account is just getting bigger and bigger. So
I don't even have to say complete words. I don't even have to.
But yeah, we will definitely get into that conversation very soon. But we had a nice surprise that happened. Now, are you a fan of wrestling at all?
I dibble dabble, just headline.
So we had a nice little surprise that happened last Tuesday. The WWE has a show called Backstage. It's with Renee Young, Booker T. Paige is on the show. Christian's on the show a couple
It's
times.
Fox.
And it's on Fox.
Y'all gonna put some respect on it, because if it was WWE, he wouldn't be.
Well, I mean, I already said the FS1. But yeah, so Fox is the one who actually holds the show. So they don't have to, get at the WWE for approval. They can bring in whoever they want to. And there's been one guy who everyone has missed for the last 6 years. And at the very end of the show, he surprised the world. And that is one.
It is the one and only Mike Adamle.
Really? But no, CM Punk made his appearance. He's, like I said, a wrestler that everyone really was behind and missed. They chant his name at a lot of shows just to let him know that, hey, we still miss you. But he finally came back, and he once again shocked the world by showing up. So now he's going to be an analyst on the show. So you know how, like, with baseball, you have Alex Rodriguez, doing the analyst with Dave Ortiz. Then you have in basketball, you have like the TNT with Charles Barkley and Shaq and Kenny. So Fox want to bring that for wrestling, and who better?
I just want to stop smooth. All of those were horrible.
Wait a minute.
Horrible comparisons.
What you
Whoa.
mean?
Because they love the product. He ain't cool with WWE. That boy finna tear them apart.
But he loves the
limb
product.
from limb. He finna tear them. Did you not hear him?
He doesn't like WWE, or he doesn't like the Fox
they
Network.
not. No, WWE. They not. They ended on.
But then
bad
why is he
terms.
still trying to sign a deal to promote them then?
Right.
Well,
Well,
you've
he's
been an analyst. You still have
contracted-
to promote that company
Right.
that you're working
Because
for.
he's getting paid to publicly criticize a company. In the end, CM Punk just won.
Well, wait a minute now. WWE's not that crazy. I
Right.
bet you there's something in his contract. Look at all these the people
He's
he just
not-
named. They speak out against sometimes what the NBA may do something wrong, but they're not just bashing them every time. They're not that crazy. Their money will dry up if they do that. And I'm telling you.
I mean,
Let's see. We'll
in
just mark
this-
this date,
I mean,
and we'll
in
see
this
a year from now
situation-
what happens.
I mean, you got to look at
Money
it.
is at the end of the day is what's ruling all of this. Money and the advertising, okay?
And if that was the case, then how come on the WWE product, which is Raw and SmackDown, they even highlighted that CM Punk is on the show? If there was no love, they wouldn't even have had highlights of him showing up on the show. So
Exactly.
they know exactly what they're doing. And
Exactly.
as you said, people are going to be more interested even more and seeing what if he comes out and surprises on a WWE show like SmackDown, Raw, or pay-per-view, and come out and surprise some people. Everybody gonna be saying, "What's AEW?"
Exactly.
Truthfully,
All of those are WWE contracted events. Y'all got to look at the contract.
We had to look at it, but you had to look at it too.
I looked at it. I watched his interview that he had just yesterday with Renee Young, where he broke the whole thing down. He was like, he's not contracted to WWE. He's contracted to Fox. He's appearing on Fox programming.
Right.
Okay.
So that Fox programming is only going to be on Tuesdays on FS1 WWE Backstage. I keep wanting to call it something else, but WWE Backstage. And even then, on yesterday, he already started with the antics. Like, he told Seth Rollins, stop tweeting.
right? I mean, it's the truth.
I mean, yeah, it's true. But, you know, like, normally,
Fox knows exactly what they're doing.
I'm telling
when they
you,
sign
that's too
Punk.
much money. I'm telling you, they're not gonna waste it. If this man just gonna bash them, even though you're saying he's signed to Fox, and he can dog out WWE. I'm telling you.
I mean,
he's just going to be
Fox is
honest
gonna
about
lie.
it.
Right.
You can
He's going to
honest
be
about
what
it,
he
but you
was.
said bashing like he's gonna dog him every time he opens up his mouth. He's just gonna throw him in WWE. This that. No.
I mean, he
that's
did
not
it
happening.
on their programming, even though they wrote it. But
No.
it was him writing it, and they gave him the green light. And I guess he worked within bounds, but now there's no repercussions for his actions from WWE.
Okay,
I
so
mean-
then all the other thing that happens in this type of situation, we're looking at money in corporate. WWE will be sending a letter to Fox, get a hold of your analyst or whoever, commentator, or we're cutting ties. Something's going to happen. You know, at the end of the day, there's money behind all of this. So something's going to happen if he gets too out of line.
But I do like, I did like when he dogged that that segment with Baron Corbin and they had the little pup or dog, whatever mascot.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like people want to see.
I'm
Yeah,
about to say
that was
see
stupid.
that stuff
You know what
like
I'm saying?
that though. But that gives people the viewership. You need your ratings, so
Exactly.
of course they need some of these little crazy antics he'll be doing. But like you said, you gotta be within bounds too, though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see him coming on the show just to say don't watch the product no more.
Right. That doesn't even help him out unless he got
Right.
a quick money in the bank and then he's going to
Y'all
something
took
else.
it as that form of bashing. He could be like, he ain't got to say don't watch it, but he could talk about it, which he will. He'll do everything short of saying don't watch this. This is trash. Because let's face it, it's trash.
And I mean, and I know
This Rusev
and
thing,
I know
trash.
that. I know it's one of his monikers. Like he's the voice of the voices. I mean, that's the reason why he's called that.
Okay.
He's gonna say a lot of things that a lot of people been trying to get them, to hear. He's
Okay.
gonna go ahead and say it.
He gonna ruffle Vince feathers.
Hey, it's good. hey, businessman needs to be ruffled up every now and then to know
Yeah.
that hey, stop
Feathers get ruffled.
relaxing, stop being on
Get back
chill
to
like
business.
whatever you did back in 2005. It's the same thing you can do now.
No, stuff changes. It evolves.
It's a new day.
It is. Stuff evolves.
Yeah.
And people do too.
Right. So that's one story. You recall on my Eat of the Week how I had Jordan Lyles and
Yeah.
so a little backstory. They presented him with a T-shirt, and I showed Stand in the Face. I think I had on the page, on our show, of a black
They did
shirt
look
with
good.
done but just red lips and a smiley, and it depicted an old monkey,
Oh.
you know what I'm talking about. And they say that the wrestler approves the shirt before they even push it out there to the
I don't
people.
believe that.
Oh, really?
And
I mean, I believe it, but maybe not that shirt.
and so, she came. We gonna add. We gotta make some adjustments
Oh,
here.
snap. Uh-oh. Wait a
So,
minute. Where I'm going to
Yeah,
go.
feel free to just to sit on those chairs right
I
there,
don't
and
know
then
where
we'll
I'm
bring you in. So, oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun show.
Oh, goodness.
Uh-oh.
What you saying no goodness for? This on you.
Because, no. Fun show because he allowed like the questions and the back and forth, man.
Yeah. So,
And that's okay.
so going back, he pretty much said that he didn't approve it, but I think he really did. He just didn't realize what he was doing till it was too late. Then he went on this rampage, saying, they screwing with me, whatever. Now it was just reported last week that he officially left the
Oh, yeah, he said he
WWE,
quit.
and he had a rant on Twitter cussing
Okay.
McMahon out and everything. I just think it is pretty funny because, like I said, you know, there's no way that you're gonna have any kind of product out there representing you and you don't know about it before it gets shipped out to merchandise or whatever.
True.
They gonna hire him as a new analyst on Fox.
Oh Lord,
Whatever.
they gonna pay him to talk trash about the
Yes.
product. Huh?
Hey, what they say?
He's gonna be like Steve Kerr on every
Hey,
commentary.
publicity, right? Negative, positive publicity. It's what they want, what they get.
Yeah.
Right. Got some news here in baseball real quick. I know you're a big fan of baseball. The city of Orlando is trying to pitch an idea to have a Major League Baseball team.
No.
Really?
Yes. The owner of the Magic is trying to have a team, and he already had the name, the Orlando Dreamers. So my thing is if they do decide to reward
that
so
look
space-
alone, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, wait, what? Orlando and the Dreamers? And you talking about grown men
right.
The Dreamer.
playing
Right.
baseball under the Dreamers name?
Why does it sound like something from
It's like a fairy
the
tale name or something.
This sounds like something from the 1940s and 1950s.
Right, like
a
a
good
Dreamer
old, a good
all
old
type name.
5-piece all male quartet group.
The Dreamers?
Did I say a 5-piece quartet? A quintet, excuse me.
But again, Orlando getting a baseball team. Miami only got fans in their seats when the Marlins won the World Series in '97 and what was the other year? Or they went to the playoffs.
Yeah,
But
and won the whole
I don't
thing.
know if it's the Marlins organization not being ran correctly. I know Derek Jeter stepped in as a minority owner, or was he GM?
Florida
He's the
just
owner.
He's the
Yeah.
owner. Okay.
He's the president of baseball
So
operations.
he's stepping out to how to get them on track. But my point is, Miami, for the most part, for those years they've been down there, haven't gotten fans in those seats. And now we're going to go up to Central Florida, from South to Central Florida, to expect they're going to get a big crowd.
And then we discussed about the Tampa Bay Rays. They talking about having half a season in Tampa Bay and then play the other half in Montreal.
why does Montreal want a team? What the?
Because
what's
you know
the
they used to be
here?
they used to be up there and then they moved.
I know the Washington Nationals, but again, why did they leave Montreal? They weren't doing anything but sucking that city dry. And they're like, yeah, ship them back to the United States, make them the Nationals. Oh, now the Nationals got a World Series ring, keep them there. Don't put anybody back in Montreal. Toronto, that unless the last 2 years they just kind of fell off. They had playoff teams. That's good, but I mean, if you want to lose money, they want to do baseball revenue sharing, fine. Other than that, it makes no sense strategically or monetarily. But who am I?
say Florida just don't need no baseball.
No baseball,
team.
huh?
But I mean, believe it or not, because there is a big Hispanic population in Florida, it is the unofficial gateway to Latin America. You know, a lot of Latin American players play baseball. Florida should have a team. Now they just haven't had any winning teams, excluding, like I said, the Marlins when they won the World Series. But when they bought those championship or those World Series rings. Besides that, they haven't had people in the seats. The Rays, at one time they did, like within the last 10 years, and they've fallen off. So to put a team, I just forgot. If you had the Rays, Marlins, we're talking about 4-hour, 5-6 hour drive. And then you're talking about Tampa to Orlando, it's like an hour and a half drive. Really? That market is not built for baseball to have 3 teams or 2.5 teams in the state.
Right.
You talking about between them and going to Montreal, that makes no sense. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not seeing anything positive happen with Orlando getting a team.
Not at all.
I just don't think Florida need no baseball teams. Like I
just
just
told you
feel
why.
like
They should.
I just feel like if Florida ain't had no baseball team, I feel like Florida will still be all right. Because you know it's Florida.
Right.
It's like
You
how
gotta
we
think
ain't
of
got no
because of
football team.
vacation. So, but I'm just saying they have a market. There's a base. You just gotta have winning products. I mean, you when you working with states like that where you competing against tourism, then you have to have winning product. When the Magic came to Orlando, they were crappy. And what happened in the next couple of years? They got Shaquille O'Neal. That drew fans in the seats real fast. See?
Right.
And then once they weren't able to sustain that anymore, when Anthony Hardaway left, Shaq gone, nothing for real. I mean, they've had team, but nothing for real to talk about, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you gotta have the product.
Orlando-
When you competing with stuff, you gotta have that good product. Look what the LA Rams just went through. They were crappy. That's why they fired Jeff Fish and all that. Let's turn this ship real fast, or we're not gonna have this new fan base in this new stadium. They were sucking. But okay, let's fix it. Got winning team. People in the stands, they're happy now. Now this season, I know we'll get to NFL shortly, but they're so-so. They're going down actually. And they ain't playing girl anymore.
B. Baker says, yo, great point about Florida being Latin America capital.
I have Latin American roots, so I know a little bit about that too.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So we talked about local sports earlier. Sierra Canyon, the school that Dwayne Wade's son Zaire and LeBron James' son Bronny goes to, they would be aired on ESPN networks 15 times during the basketball season. The first high school to be a national program. That shows you how much times has changed from the days of us being in high school.
I mean,
even like when LeBron was in high school.
Because they had him showcased though one
Right.
time, but that was what, late 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was like the early 2000s.
2000s.
Yeah.
Okay.
But to have 15 games broadcast on ESPN.
You said one thing, times have changed. Say the other thing, how much more money there's to be
Exactly.
made. And the earlier you start, the more you can make, and it's been proven.
Yep, it's crazy.
I mean, in high school, you already had the national the elite teams traveling, all that. Your alma mater, Vashon High School, shout out to the boys basketball team. You know, they're a national powerhouse. They travel, but they're not on TV like that. So if you on TV,
15 times.
man.
That's amazing.
I don't think I can name 15 advertising companies. And you talking about these people on TV 15 times.
Right. The last thing for me, we haven't talked about this subject probably since we was on the rooftop the very first time. Remember old boy that talked about NASCAR?
Yeah.
So Jimmy Johnson. Right.
back.
So Jimmy Johnson says next year, 2020, would be his last year racing in that circuit.
Get out.
After 19 years.
Not Jimmy.
Aw.
And he's
Not Jimmy J.
And when I think about NASCAR,
oh,
I think about
you
NASCAR.
immediately think about Jimmy Johnson. Oh
Right.
Lord.
oh Lord, he
Oh,
silly.
Jimmy gone.
Jimmy's going to call it a career.
Po Jimmy.
Woo.
But now for me,
Little Jimmy.
I didn't watch it like you know a big NASCAR fan. But when I think about racing, I think about Dale Earnhart, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon,
And
then-
Jimmy
Kyle
Johnson.
Busch.
His
Kyle
Yeah.
Busch is another one.
yeah,
his
so-
race back in 90.
Really? You can
Not-
go, so we talk about ladies, Danica Patrick.
Yes.
In there as well. So.
Yes. And
Did she retire or did she just stop?
she stopped racing for NASCAR.
Right, because she switched back to.
Yeah, to the Indy circuit.
Yeah.
And I can't recall. Please forgive me. There is a lady, African American woman who also has been racing as well. I'm about to pull up on Google real quick and
Because it
find
was
out.
Jimmy
got
Johnson's
you.
daughter. You know,
Right.
You and this Jimmy Johnson not going to worry me, okay?
B. Baker says,
just saying,
going
man.
back to the Latin
Jimmy.
America comment in Orlando or in Florida, but nobody outside of a league of their own should be called the Dreamers.
That's what I said. That sounds like a league of their own name, the Dreamer. And you talking about grown men on a baseball field called the Dreamers?
Yeah.
I told you about that sound
That's
like
not even a
5-piece
Negro
band.
League name. Wouldn't even do that. Come on now. What?
No,
Nah, they might.
No.
It'd be called the Nightmares.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so like,
Nightmares.
wait a minute, here they come. They're coming to our town.
Oh my goodness.
It's nothing but a nightmare.
Hey,
I
think
think I think about that Jackie Robinson movie with Chad, what's his name?
Chad Boseman.
Yeah,
Boseman.
and how they came in town and they couldn't stay at this hotel and did it because Jackie Robinson played for them. So yeah, like I said, it would have been a nightmare.
and then some, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a crazy movie.
right. So that is anything else in regards to the round table that you want to bring up sports wise?
No, I think we covered everything. I'm just excited to get into these next topics because, everything's going my way in these next couple topics, except for one.
You think?
You know.
Wait a minute.
Except-
Right.
except for-
Hey, Bunny is here now.
I'm
Except for one.
telling you, gloves is off. Let's roll.
So we do have a special guest. You ready to get on here and join? Okay, so we're gonna take a quick little in Brian Baker's voice pause and get things set up so we can add one more addition to this show. We'll be right back very soon.
What a live commercial break.
There we
We
go.
ain't never.
It's fine.
Come
we
on,
can do a
break.
quick tag team on you.
Be right back.
Oh, it's on me.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
We are back, and we have a special guest
Hey.
with us. We have Bunny's sister, who we talked about earlier, making some history in the PHL.
Oh, yeah, I didn't tell you that.
At the V.
In the what?
My bad.
The PHL at the V.
Oh yes.
All these abbreviations.
Things he don't know about.
I'm like, all these abbreviations. You acting like everybody else know what it is.
Oh,
They
V-side.
know.
Break it
Besides,
down
baby,
for those who aren't
Bashan.
from here.
That's his alma mater. He
Like from the V.
represent.
The V.
Right.
The V?
Once then
The V.
we'll start cutting me out so I can go ahead and break it down. So,
You
as
wasn't
I
gonna
said,
do
the
it.
V, Bashan, the most famous basketball organization in the city of St. Louis. But all right, state championships, you all know how we do it. But anyway, going back, we have special guests. We have Bunny's sister, Suzanne Goodwin, on the show.
Hey, Coach Goodwin.
Hey, how's
Maybe I should have
everybody?
cut you off again. You still ain't say what PHL meant for those who
Public.
He was doing
Hi.
a formal into.
Than't you. Just chill and let me do
Leave
my
me
thing.
alone.
You just sit back and enjoy
No,
the
I'm
show.
saying he tried to come for me. He's saying I
No,
cut him off at the wrong thing.
You
He tried to
came
come for
earlier.
you way back.
You
He came
came
on your
earlier.
do-rag with that
Right.
Versace look. That's
Right.
when he started, bro. Not just right now.
You can't
But
say
don't
nothing,
waste
huh?
on
I'm saying, 'cause when you came to
Bunny.
me earlier, so I had to come
Bunny.
back.
How did I come for you?
Oh, did it? The high pitch?
When I mentioned Lincoln University, oh, you
Right.
really, really started.
Because I said, oh, okay.
Well, I had to say, oh, okay, with the extra little behind it. I said don't. Come
Because
for
it's a
me.
general
You know-
Ebonics reaction within the African American
Wait,
community.
Ebonics
Hey,
reaction?
no,
That's
no,
From St.
no.
Louis.
She-
Come on, how
what
about
are
it?
Ebonics
Come on.
reaction?
She's saying step your game up.
It's an Ebonical reaction.
Ebonical? Is that
Ebonical.
Boys, then.
It's the words a day.
That's the word of the.
Don't,
I'm sorry,
It's the word of-
Ebonical.
it's the
What
word
part
of
of
the day.
speech? How many syllables? How many
4
letters?
syllables for the Ebonical.
And if you
The
look,
part
we
of
gonna
the
do a
speech
quick tag team on you because we can do a little
It's a
round robin.
pronoun.
How would you
It's a
do it?
pronoun. from the Latin
Smooth.
part.
How you
He
wanna
said
do
a
the show?
pronoun
We
from
can
the
do a
Latin
tag
part of
team
what
on
country?
Pronoun is Latin.
For
Wakanda.
days.
You gonna say Wakanda?
I said Latin, and the first thing you say is Wakanda. You know that's in Africa, right?
I know, bro. Calm down.
Is that real?
I know you playing.
Right. He take it so serious.
No, I'm playing. What you thought? I thought Wakanda was real.
I just said I know you playing, right? I thought, hey, 'cause there are people out there, and I wanted to make sure
Right.
you weren't in that category.
Please.
But yeah,
No,
you
it's
say-
not. It
Come on.
can't be.
Yeah.
Hey,
I know.
Wakanda is just as
Look, look,
real as
we gotta get this
Zamunda.
blood pressure down. We gotta get this blood pressure down. So.
Hey, buddy.
At times,
Hey, she got a point.
he's very
though.
like he's very
got a
literal with
point.
things.
Hey.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Hey, I say
She got a
Wakanda
point.
is just as real as Zamunda.
But yeah,
Hey, come
so
on next year, you know that.
so for those who don't know,
Promise you it's all real.
Stan PHL Public High League, and congrats to you for setting the bar. There you go. First assistant female black coach in regards to football, and now you are coaching with, I ain't gonna say the nickname, I'm gonna go ahead and say John Albert in regards to the Lady V. And I know y'all have the season coming up very soon. How are y'all looking so far, getting prepared for 2019-20 season?
We're looking very strong. We have some new. Well, let me see. We have one transfer, and then more freshmen. So they're a young team but mixing them together, they're going to be great. We have a busy schedule. So tomorrow we have our jamboree, or we'll be playing in the jamboree at Career Academy. 3 games: 5:30, 6:30, and 7:30.
That's what's up.
I'm excited.
That's good, cause and during the years that I was there, shouts out to Star Stevens, a lot of talent on that team. But it looks like John Albert, what he's doing with the AAU circuit,
Exactly.
that's pretty much has helped
Yes.
the Lady Wolverines get more, attention. Bringing in more
Greater
talent,
attention.
like I said, transfers.
And traveling, we have in December. We have 3 road games. We'll be playing at Mizzou the first weekend. That's an ESPN game. They're supposed to.
Look at that.
We playing against Battle on December 8th. We'll be in Chicago for the Whitney Young shootout December 14th. And Cincinnati during the Christmas break, December 26th, 27th, 28th, if I'm not mistaken.
And see, That's crazy because years ago, you wouldn't even have thought about leaving. Outside of going to Springfield or Columbia.
But now they going to play in the
You know what I'm saying?
Now
So
they going way out the state.
it's such a beautiful thing just to see the change of the guard in regards to the game of basketball. Sure. Shooting, and not just in regards to ladies, but overall. Seeing them travel out to. Remember we talked about how Sierra Canyon went to Japan or China a while back for an exhibition game. So doing stuff like that. The game.
It's a regular Tuesday.
It's crazy now. It's just crazy and so amazing how much advanced now the game is with the youth.
Yes, I mean, compared to last year's schedule to now, I said, boy, we busy. Fundraisers. Got to get more involvement. So one of the biggest challenges, though, we still don't have enough young ladies as far as we need a B team. A lot of, I don't understand. And well, I do understand, but I don't. As many students that we do have at Vashon, a lot of them still don't play sports. And you don't have to play sports or just be involved in something to keep them from getting into trouble or in some type of mischief. But right now, it's a bunch of young ladies, but then are they academically eligible? That's one of our biggest challenges. But we have a lot of girls there, but we just don't have anybody interested or even try to come out. And that's just crazy. So
with you being right in the midst of the public high league, what the state of the PHL right now? What are your thoughts? Because there has not been a lot of good, reviews about the state of the PHL nowadays.
For basketball or any sport?
Overall, I have not heard a lot of positive things in regards to the PHL in general.
In general, it's reorganization. Why are you laughing?
Because I don't believe it. Because both their faces turned when he said overall. She was like, She was like, ooh. I ain't like it.
Say this.
It's a
Y'all may not have
conversation.
seen
It's a conversation. Wait, I'm gonna say this. Well,
Go
we
ahead.
talk all the time. She understands my headaches, or it's just.
And I'll say because of reorganization, you do have Vashon known for basketball, and then you may have let's say known for football. The sports that we have, like one good high school that's good for one sport. See, the league overall has numerous high schools just in the city, and yeah, it is not the best. But if you get one good sport for one high school, which they do here and one there, that's what you have.
So pretty much the backing depends, like you said, Vashon basketball. You're gonna see
Football,
right. You're gonna see a huge backing for just
soccer.
one school because there's a good in that particular sport. And like you said, football is this school,
Right.
the whole
Roosevelt
backing.
right
but
now,
everybody
so
else,
yeah.
not saying they don't matter, but
Right.
it's not gonna
Good
be a lot
product,
of.
good athletes, and
Yeah.
winning. Yeah, so it's only one school with one sport, another school this sport.
That's how
That's
it
part of that
basically is.
reorganization that's coming along. Just
That's
gotta
the word they sticking to, reorganization.
Hey.
Right.
That's the strong word for it. That you can't hide
That's
that
that
one.
politically correct word, all right? That's that we're not gonna get a lawsuit word. That's that we don't want a gag order word, okay?
Right. So staying with that theme, you talked about a little bit about the Roosevelt head coach, in which he was let go because he was pretty much trying to be a positive role model and get his students, from what I saw on the story, making sure that his students were on point with social media, not trying to do too much. But the school didn't like that because they felt like he was in a business too much. Now he got let go.
I'm gonna say this: the way our students are, some don't have good form of ways to communicate, as well as they don't have the proper guidance on social media. If in the program that he has put together and he was operating, these kids don't understand how social media can just ruin your career if you're going to the next level. So we talking about from high school to football. And just like me, if I'm trying to apply for a job and they want to see what my social media is like, that could be detrimental to me getting that job. So what is the harm? I mean, I know the district has a policy, but what he was trying to do is do not put yourself out there and others and hurt your character as a student athlete. If your team is being looked upon and being recruited for different positions of the game of football, why would you sit up there or have other people or yourself just do foolish things on social media in a nutshell? At the same time, we cannot communicate with our kids all the time on a regular landline. We can't communicate with our kids on a regular cell phone. When I say we can't, meaning disconnection, or they just don't have the resources. But soon, I mean, any day, oh yeah, you can find them on social media. They're right now live. They're right here chatting on social, on Messenger.
Right.
So social media has all, as of right now, 2019, is a constant way of communicating with anybody. Today, somebody found me, and I try to keep a low profile, but nothing wrong with that. But with our students, unfortunately, that's the way we get. That's the way.
Maybe the district will look into editing or tweaking their policy. But if they don't, let's just hope for the best for our future young leaders. Because they're not just athletes, they're still students. And once they get out of high school, if they don't play collegiate sports, they'll still hopefully be leaders or be productive citizens in our society.
So my
Politically correct phrase.
Right, exactly. So my last thing in regards to local, or as of right now, of course, we had the big issue with.
You really stretching their creativity with these political correct responses, ain't you?
Hey,
He gonna ask another one. Didn't I just have? He was like, I just gave the answer. All right, here we go. I'm gonna say it again. The reorganization.
Is there something wrong with that, sir?
That's all. It's like he keep asking these questions. You worse than that one dude that kept asking LeBron, did he know that
But have I
have
have I asked my next question yet? You haven't even listened to me yet.
All right, come on. Ask
Thank
your
you.
next question.
So not going back, but in regards to what happened at a non-PHL school, a Cardinal. I'm sorry. What's the school?
Cardinal Ritter.
Yeah, Cardinal Ritter.
My alma mater.
Yeah. See. so thoughts on?
You don't want to hear that reorganization word?
Nah, see what I say, politically correct responses. You think you know, and then you walk right into it. All right, cool. So just remember, Cardinal Ritter is a great school. Of course, you know that. You went there. She knows that. So I'm excited for this response. I'm excited.
So what is my thought on that? Ooh. Man, I was upset just to hear let me say this. When I first heard it, I said, man, who's coming for us? That's how I was looking at it. As the only black Catholic high school.
Ranked. You have to
Right. I'm sorry. Only black Catholic high school ranked in the nation. And one of the discussions is, why would they do this so late? We're getting ready to go into districts. I said, somebody is mad, somebody is hating. They're coming for us. And once we find out more details, I said, my next question was it worth the sack? Was it worth it? Did we really have to, when I say we, because I am a critter, a lion for life, but was it that urgent, or that did we really have to play that player? Was it worth the sacrifice? And it wasn't going to hurt for him to sit out that one game. That was how my thought was.
Right.
It really wouldn't. And then even if you that's just the first game. Will it? The first
game of the season, and especially when, and this is something that we have a segment in which you'll be knowing about it, Idiot of the Week, and I actually had him ask the Idiot of the Week because
the Idiot of the Week. Oh dang.
Yeah. So we pretty much, the incident happened the prior season during the playoffs, I believe.
Right.
Correct.
So you knew about this. You had all season to plan ahead, and like you said, just have the kid sit. One game.
You only had
Why would you have him
game.
suit up under a different jersey like someone else cannot notice what's going
All
on?
that got exposed. I mean, it's partial. I don't know the coach or the player, or let's just say the whole coaching staff. It is unfortunate. Now, I don't think some people realize, because I thought that MSHA, which is Missouri State High School Athletic Association.
There you go. You better know all the letters.
Acronyms.
you gotta know all the letters.
I got the acronyms right for you.
All the
Right.
letters.
Only for him.
They just
no
said,
order.
hey, forfeit the games he played in. The whole forfeit season came from the archdiocese and the firing of the coaching staff. Now, that I said is extreme, because these men were also faculty members at Cardinal Ritter. So they lost their job. So it's not just, my coaching job. No, my livelihood. They lost that. I thought that was extreme. Cardinal Ritter, unfortunately, got caught. They're not the only school that has done that or will be doing that, because it's not going to stop. We know that. And we're just looking at, it got exposed and it got on not just local TV. This made
Yes,
national
I
news.
saw it on CNN. I'm like,
No, my cousin from Alabama said, "What's going on up there in St. Louis?" I'm like, "Huh? What are you talking about?"
This is the first time St. Louis is on the news nationally, but not
Right.
for murder or killing or
Exactly.
our rankings of that. But I was like,
but still some negative.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
but it's
Yeah.
interesting though. After Cardinal Ritter's thing came out, then wasn't it you send me those different links of other schools decided, oh, we're gonna come
did.
forward. Hey, we did this
yeah,
too.
McClure North. Did you hear about McClure
Yeah.
North?
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
And so did what's the other school that self-reported.
I
The
forgot.
school that self-reported.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I commend them because they don't want to get caught in any scandal brew. But again, it still's going to happen. Somebody like Suzanne stated or Coach Goodwin stated, someone within their feelings and told, okay, we're looking at a school highly ranked, small school. Let's go to St. Charles County. Let's go to Jefferson County. Let's look at their players and see who shouldn't have been playing. You're going to find it, and this is football. Basketball, baseball, soccer, hockey, swimming. Let's name them all. I mean, I
Hey.
know people looking at
Yeah,
certain communities where people are like, okay, let's get on them because they're good.
but
Nobody wants to open that Pandora's box now, do they?
So my question is, outside of the coaching staff, but that particular player that played, shouldn't the parent that person's parent should have said, no, hold on, don't, my son shouldn't be doing this.
I'm gonna say
Ethical. Okay.
ethical. Yeah,
Ethics,
I'm gonna
okay.
say this: Black Catholic high school, you under the microscope because you're number one ranked. Just like even working at Vashon, we are always under the microscope. We are always everything I's dotted, T's crossed. So you don't want to do anything to put your program in jeopardy. So when you're asking about the parent, hey, was it worth it? I mean, after I
Because again, from a parental perspective, I know Coach Good and I've had this conversation when it comes to, well, why do parents let their students go to certain schools for the athletics or this and that? You think just to sit out one game, the parent didn't look into it or didn't pay? I don't know. I don't know the parents, so I'm not judging. All I'm saying is I just want that young man to be able to still get a scholarship. That's what he was looking for. And we know the parent knows she wants the best for her son and to go to college and have somebody else pay for it. So the avenue is whatever he doing to get looked at, to get college scholarships offered. That's what she was looking out for her son. So,
There it is right there. Once again, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show. We have a full table, great discussions. Y'all watch the red table. We got the you got the black one right now. Red table talk, no, black table talk
being
right now.
reorganized, reorganization.
yeah, that's the word of the day, brother.
Word of the
Steve.
day.
Word of the day.
We reorganized a few things. You know, they have a round table. We're rectangular. You know, because when there are corners to be cut, we don't cut them. That's why it's rectangle. All the corners are here. We ain't cutting nothing.
There it is.
Okay.
So speaking of not cutting anything,
And then I just found out that these are rounded off. So damn. This table don't help my argument. The old table did. I think.
Okay.
right,
Maybe.
right.
I think that one was rounded too.
Now, yeah, like 15 million shows ago.
Because we go around the corners so smooth. Ha ha ha.
So, oh yeah. So real quick, B. Baker agrees with you preaching the gospel in regards to high school sports, the PHL, etc. He also says, as a coach, your number one goal is to get the kids prepared for life.
All day.
And that's what I hated about the whole issue with Cardinal Ritter, because your coach is setting a bad example by saying, suffer you being accountable for your actions. Let's find a way to still get you to go and get what you want. And now look what happened.
I mean, but
Yeah, a
now,
lot of
it
things.
taught the players and their staff a lesson. Unfortunately, the students are the ones feeling it, but that's life, because this is a learning lesson now. When you get outside of the sports world into the adult world,
Yeah,
man, you're going to face some more consequences than this for certain actions you choose to do.
exactly.
That's what we preaching constantly, every day.
So, speaking of actions, we're going to go ahead and now I have on the topics, subjects may change. So, we get into that point right now. We're going to get right into the hot topic as well, Colin Kaepernick.
Hey!
So, if you don't know, of course, he has not been playing in the last 3 years on the NFL. NFL recently sent out a letter to him or whatever saying, hey, we want to set up something for you in Atlanta on a Saturday. Come on through. Let's get a workout. We'll have some teams come in, check you out, the whole 9. Very last minute, like within 48 hours, well, no, it was a couple hours, Kaepernick changed locations to his own preferred venue to have his own like YouTube live video session of him working out with people of his choosing, not under the NFL. Of course, we heard Stephen A saying Colin Kaepernick doesn't want to play football for real because if he wanted to, he would just abide by those rules, et cetera, et cetera. And you have him Black Twitter saying Max Kellerman is invited to the cookout. Stephen A is a sellout. Kaepernick did right. They're defending what he's doing. What are your thoughts? Did Kaepernick waste an opportunity to get back into the NFL, or is he doing the right steps?
No, Kaepernick did not waste an opportunity. So we know during this process, Kaepernick has, since he was released out of his contract in 2016, he has not been employed by an NFL team. Coincidentally, 2.5 years later, hey, let's give you a workout. Okay, Kaepernick's representative wants what teams will be there. Okay, your media people. Oh, I want my media people. No, we'll send the Atlanta Falcons media people. And it'll be at their facility on a Saturday, which is a non-traditional workout day. Okay? 4 things. So because he went pushed back like, hey, well, you don't want to give me the list, I want the list. Okay. Yeah, I said you're going to use your media people. I can't have my media people. So when he decided the last minute to change it, he said he wanted transparency. Now, I heard what Stephen A. Smith said, but no, the NFL was not being transparent. You already have blackballed him. You're not letting him be an employee for over 2+ years. Out the blue, okay, let's give you a workout. Only 4 days notice, and then all these stipulations. And you said you were going to give me a list. No, you're not going to get a list. Oh, you got to do this. Wait. Where's the transparency? I don't trust y'all. That's what that is. That's what Kaepernick is saying. So I'm last minute, like I don't know about this life, drug deal life. We're gonna change locations at the last minute. And I'm not saying last minute, an hour before. He changed it. Like half the representatives did not know. Some of them didn't even make it.
Yeah.
Literally an hour before, like we're gonna change the location. So he did it. I have my media people. Now we know this is real or not. So nothing can be. He had this skew. This media guy did it, film it this way, then he's gonna take him out looking a different way. You know, nothing could be said. It was done against him. He has all his camp on his representative ready. So did he hurt his chances? No. He's been sitting 2.5 years. He said, hey, if I don't do it now, then my way, well, fine. I guess I'm gonna be sitting longer. You cannot knock the man if the NFL has straight played him all this time. And he said, do it my way. Y'all don't want to do it fine then. Some people showed up still, even if it was changed at the last minute. So it didn't hurt his chances. If they're serious, they need it. We've seen all these trashy quarterbacks the last 2 years.
Man.
Kaepernick could have had half their spots. But because over a protest, he can't be employed. And then he changed it at the last minute. Now, some people like Stephen A. and their feelings, man, get out of here.
I get all of that. But you had that drug dealer reference a little bit too quick.
Hey.
I don't know about the life. I stated that.
She watches Power every Sunday.
I'm a Power fan. I don't know about that life. I'm a Power fan.
But she's right.
I don't.
So you feel you have the same sentiments.
That was cool.
I agree. I mean,
Who else changes? I'm sorry.
she's like, who else?
About the drug dealing thing. I'm like, who else changes at
Look,
the last
when
minute?
you're suspected of something foul or not sure and just don't trust, and it's on your.
I'm sorry, when she said, who else changes things last minute? Oh, I'm an STL artist. Things get changed the day of the show.
In this
at
type
the
of
show,
situation,
right
though.
before you perform. So, you know,
You're
I'm
right.
used to
I mean,
changes. Stuff.
well, okay, for
Okay.
performers.
Yeah. But with that, I just feel like the whole workout itself was, like, I saw someone reference it to the Trojan horse from back in the
Okay.
day, which I feel like that's what it was. I feel like he would have got there, and it would have been, oh, we got all these cameras, but oh, dang, I ain't got no memory card.
Or they would have
Right.
skilled
Oh,
it.
snap, my flash broke, whatever. And it wouldn't have got back to the teams that sent their representatives to watch his workout. Colin Kaepernick out here playing chess, and they came with a checkerboard, even though they look the same. It's
There
two
you
separate
go.
pieces.
There you go.
In that order. What I didn't understand, I was listening. I don't know what show I was listening to. Was how why was that Saturday? Yes, it's not your traditional workout, and it was being stated how Saturday people getting ready for or teams are getting ready for their games on Sunday.
Right.
So is that was that a failure or set them up for failure or what? And then I forgot what was the other one.
It was on 4 days' notice. I mean, who does it?
I know.
I know he's physically been in shape, but come on now, because he didn't know what receivers he was going to be using as well, who was his targets.
So
he didn't know any of that.
I didn't get to do my homework. I didn't get to do my homework, but if I'm not mistaken, didn't he pay the receivers he wanted? Because that's again, I was listening.
Have to check, I'm not sure.
Yeah, for the receivers that if I'm not mistaken, the receivers that he had out there, he paid them because he knew those receivers because he played with them. So that that chemistry for him to perform. But you said that transparency, like I don't trust you. I get it. Hey, let me deal with people I know. Let me deal with my people, and that's how we do. Even with business, I don't trust you. No. Let me call it. Don't I call on you when I need you? Hey, even for fundraisers, even for Sean, she don't stand by. Hey, I might need you to help me out real quick.
So, my question is: does the NFL need Kaepernick, or does he need the NFL?
The NFL needs Kaepernick for publicity or PR reasons. Kaepernick hasn't had a job in 2.5 years. He got a settlement, so he's not, quote unquote, hurting for cash. I mean, also, think about he hasn't played in over 2 seasons. He's 30, what? How old is he? 31?
31? 33. Hold on. 31 or 30, one of those.
Oh, 2 years off of that because he hasn't.
Dear Lord. Oh, no, that's her. Wrong person.
What are you talking about?
I was
right.
Googling
Professionalism
Kaepernick already.
Art?
And then,
Her.
okay, he's 32.
So he's 32 years old.
Which is
and
already
has
an issue right there because of
But
the
at the
age.
same time, he hasn't played in 2 years. He hasn't had a beat up of 2 years. So he has 2 years of football off his body, technically now 3 years. So he has like a 29-year-old quarterback body, even though he's 32. So he hasn't had that mileage on him. So that works in his favor. And again, all them trashy quarterbacks out there, this man can over that job.
Hey man, if I could be 100%, I'll watch the workout.
You wasn't impressed.
He looked like Colin Kaepernick.
And what is that?
The same way he looked before he lost his job.
And what
How
was
many
that?
other trashy quarterbacks, and not worse?
Y'all need to be me.
I'm sorry, but y'all know.
I need to elaborate.
Y'all know on his way out before the protest, his game wasn't that good.
It was okay, but outside the look
it wasn't
at the
where it
offense
was in the
changed with
beginning.
the 49ers.
The game changed.
His game changed, and what's the who was the coach back then?
Oh,
He's not even
dude.
there
It was
anymore.
Chip Kelly.
That's because he used
That
to be
didn't
at
help me
Oregon.
either. Exactly. That
First
didn't
of all,
help
I'm
me
always
either.
gonna have a soft spot for Chip. He was
Why?
great at the University of Oregon.
He
That's
loves
why
Oregon.
I love the University of Oregon.
I mean, not boo University of Oregon, but just boo Chip Kelly.
Hold up, wait a minute. Why the face? What's your university?
For high school or football, or for college football, or for NFL football? Which one?
Your university.
I'm making sure you on the same.
Like for college. Yeah, I was like high school. I was like, wait, I said Oregon. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on, she's trying to throw me off this trick question. I was like, for college.
Actually, I don't have one.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, real quick. We have a comment from Mariana Kemet.
Egypt. My cousin.
Okay, South. Thanks for watching.
Matter
of fact,
my brother Gino. Gino Goodwin wants a shout out. He's serving our country leadership camp in
Arizona.
Share this stream with the peoples right now if y'all haven't already. But she says Cap is not hard pressed to play for the NFL. He does not need the coins.
I agree with her.
But I said he already got his settlement money. He's good, but the NFL needs him. He doesn't need the NFL. Again, even though
he just wants to play the game. He just wants to play the game. He just misses it. If he still has the mileage in him, or
he's gonna coach right now. Y'all know he can be employed by somebody coach on a collegiate or NFL.
He doesn't. It's like he doesn't want to end his career like this. Or
now my response to you saying Cap has the money, the NFL isn't losing money either though.
They're not, but they're not. Well, this season they're actually doing good. You remember the last couple years they fell off. They've had some good competitive football games. Thursday night was good before that fight happened, but they still have better ratings and stuff this year. Some quality product people are watching. The last 2 years they didn't have that.
Because teams
it was
have been
crappy.
ass.
They weren't bad, exactly. So they're on up even in their bad year. Of course, they're still $1 billion industry, but for PR purposes. eventually, what are we gonna do here? We're gonna still keep
He
using this
already
as a
said.
reason, like, okay, we're gonna blackball him. We're not gonna give him a chance. You want that? I mean, y'all got Jay-Z to help, but I heard behind closed doors that he supposedly helped get this work
Yeah,
out
he's
for
pushing
Kaepernick.
like, hey man, I'm trying to, change the narrative.
Because what happened with NFL, like other leagues, NBA knew this and they got hip to it. You can the baseball who's suffering too. Your demographics
are.
and your age of your fans, they change. Fans die off. How do you replace them? If you don't keep it good and all that, we're in a more social conscious, not even society, this generation that's the 20, 30-year-olds. They're not going to be going for that stuff like the 60 and 70-year-olds. So when these people die off, who you going to replace as your fan to still be $1 billion industry? Especially you have more mom groups and people coming out saying, I don't want my son playing football. So you may be losing a few fans and people playing football. So how do you replace it? You need to have your PR stuff together. It's not now, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. Where do you want the league to be?
Boom, in that order.
So my only thing about Kaepernick, I feel he should have better utilized using the NFL. For instance, go ahead. For me, I would have gone ahead and still did their Saturday workout, but then on your own, like he did on that Tuesday, where you know that you'll have probably all 30-some teams.
Yep.
Because they have an off day. That's when you can bring all those guys in, have that workout, do your thing.
But wait a minute. You just said, but on Tuesday, why didn't the NFL do that then? They're the one.
Exactly.
I thought you said why Kaepernick. I'm sorry, my bad. Sorry, y'all. I misheard him. He about to jump out that side.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
The way both of y'all said it.
We
So
sing
I'm just saying, so
Ooh, Lord.
that's my thing is
My bad.
and
I'm looking like you
I
already know
hope I'm
I
wrong.
just threw all the knives at you.
Right. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm probably in the minority that feels like he may have lost an opportunity because he didn't think 2 steps ahead. I feel it was like you said
Eager.
before, he was eager. It was a last-minute reaction. It was a reactionary move because he wanted to stick to the NFL. But
Yeah, I can see that. My mom said that.
my thing is that I feel like we as a culture, we do a lot of things as a reaction, a last-minute reaction to say, but it may not work out for you at the end because you're not taking the smaller steps. Like I said, I feel like he should have did the whole thing with the NFL. Get out the way. You got players, cool, because sometimes without you knowing a certain player, like he chose his own guys, he may know their speed. He may know their routes, whatever. But going to the NFL's thing, in which you don't know how they run, that's going to actually better showcase how good you are. And how Stanley said, maybe he can be better than the Kaepernick that we last saw. He should have went on and did that. But then go ahead and say, yo, just so y'all know, on Tuesday, the very following Tuesday, on the 19th, I'm going to be at this spot. I'm going to be streaming live. I'm sure he has connections. He can get at LeBron James and his production company, Spring Hill Entertainment. You can get at The Rock, $7 Entertainment. They support what he's doing. He could have used those outlets as a big production. Like, hey, I'm going to showcase this thing. I'm going to have these people producing it or whatever it is. So even more people could see what he's doing. Okay. That's the only thing that I feel like he could have done better. Go ahead, because like I said, he wants to get back into the NFL more than the NFL wants Kaepernick. But they went on and allowed this thing to go ahead and go down. Like, okay, Jay-Z, we'll go ahead and set something up, whatever. Yeah, it was last minute. Yeah, it was messed up. It was on a Saturday. Use that as a reason to go ahead and still do it, because now you get the foot in the door.
Yeah,
that's all he's been wanting is that foot in the door.
The opportunity. Yeah. I mean, he got his opportunity not in a traditional way, but it only takes one team. That's all he needs is one team to say contract, just one. Even the practice squad. Let's start there. Shoot.
Yeah. So that was my thing. I just feel like he could have done. He could have taken it.
Roster?
Nobody ever makes it off the practice squad.
But it's the NFL roster.
No one never.
He's on the roster.
You ain't even listed on the website. The practice squad.
Contract though. It's from the door. But
the practice squad on a whole separate link.
Practicesquads.com.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that's just my point of view. Is I feel like that
makes sense,
that
though.
would have helped put his foot further in the door than him still trying to kick it down. He can just go ahead and step right on in. Huh. Now I recall how it looked like, and then still do your Tuesday thing. Boom.
All I'm
Out of
saying
all the
is-
conversations, that was your opinion or what's your thoughts?
That's the most I heard.
That's
Right? And
most.
they real-
That was like outside of the box thinking
Right,
like.
you think I'm like, man,
Because-
sound like something a woman would do. Play that for a man, like,
Right, true.
So I don't know if his girlfriend thought about that now, because I'm just saying.
Shouts out
Right.
to
That's something we do.
But no, that I had
Yeah.
a conversation with my boy at work, KM. He been on the show. Stan knows they had bets in the past and everything.
KM refused to just admit that Tom Brady is just a profiteer of circumstance.
He now realizes that it's a problem in New England.
Oh, he realized that?
Yeah, yeah.
Because when I said that during the week, he was like, man, so is everybody else. I was like, boy, shut up. If he went anywhere else,
He wouldn't be in the league.
he would not be this good. You got to remember, this boy was like 6th round or something. Like,
all it took is just one good injury, Bledsoe.
Yep.
Right.
Next man up, Brady. The rest is history.
I wouldn't even say that. All it takes is that he was willing to listen to Belichick. If he didn't listen, he wouldn't be as great as he is now.
But you can't take it away from him at this point.
That's why he don't know if he's going to play any more years, because he don't know if Bill's going to play any more years.
It doesn't matter at this point, because I'm tired of seeing the Patriots do all that stuff.
I'm about to say it does
NFL
matter.
team, great. Let's go. Who
I
next?
guarantee
NFL
you
team.
this.
I'm asking.
I can guarantee this right
can
now.
you guarantee?
If Bill Belichick were to retire and Tom said, I ain't going, you bring in this new coach, Tom going to crumble.
He would.
And
Who do
I-
you think is the best next team in the NFL? Because Patriots is
As
the
of
team.
right now,
Ravens.
like exactly the hottest team is the
Man.
Ravens. Yeah, he changed the
Dang.
game.
Woo.
That boy back in the
Look,
ball.
I was wondering why they got rid of Flacco. I was like, dang, how's he doing in the Broncos?
I mean, but
I mean, well, you know,
Flacco,
Flacco was
Flacco-
injury prone and
They're
old.
working out for
that
him now,
and
Denver.
he wasn't the same since the Super Bowl when they won against the 49ers. He hasn't been the same
He's won
since.
2 of them, though, right?
No, one.
Nah, he just won.
They went to
one.
Like now, Ray Lewis
Ravens
won
got
two.
two, but he
Right.
got
okay,
one.
Ravens
but he
got two,
has
but
one.
Flacco only got one.
Right.
Okay.
You know, I forgot his name. He was the quarterback on the first one. I forgot it. Trent Dilfer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He was the QB.
And Dilford, and he can get a Super Bowl. Y'all get Kaepernick a job on the roster.
Trent
Just saying.
Dilford. Like, you got to say his
Hey.
name like you on Scooby-Doo and you fill out who it was. Now let's see who this really was. Trent Dilford.
Dude, something wrong with you. Damn, your way is straight busting though.
There it is. Uh-oh. There it
I'm
is.
around it, man.
Oh, Big Baker, did you hear that?
Talking about some Versace.
Right.
Someone touching my ass.
What, you trying to grow
man.
your hair?
It's that do-rag over there he had on, and he lit him up, and that's why he took it off. And that's why you see the way
Feel
he
like our
busted.
students over there for sure.
It was like, all right, bet. I'll take, all right. You want to talk about it? All right, bro. Brought this on yourself. Wave challenge. No, you, my bad.
I hope you're not the one that you gonna have a whole outfit to match that too when you walk up.
Oh, Lord.
What that over there?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
no.
how I mean. That's how I see the students do. So if I see
no.
a grown man with a do rag on and matching from head to toe, I'm
You know where we live? Somebody gonna think I actually got money. Like, whoa, who on there? Beauty supply, brother. Don't die. Whoa, calm down. I got this the same place your baby girl got her leggings from. Whoa.
Pow, pow. Shots fired.
I'm sorry, but if I had $1 for everybody who had on the same pair of leggings,
I thought you were going to say the bonnet matching shoes. but
that
okay.
too. Woo.
So, going back to sports
bonnet
now.
matched the shoes.
But now, so once
Oh,
again,
my
this is the
Lord.
platform Sports Talk Show. This has been an incredible show. Great
Like my shoes and
conversation.
match my bonnet.
Sticking with the NFL talk. We talked about Lamar Jackson earlier. I asked Brian Baker and Stan 2 weeks ago. I'm going to ask y'all ladies, since y'all here and everything, is this the best collection of black quarterbacks that we've seen in the NFL?
That's a
How far are we going back? Because
In history, man, way back
I
in
mean,
the
because we
time.
only had before now. How many at a given time?
4.
Like, I remember.
No.
You know,
I don't know.
man,
what
you
I
know,
heard
like
of, I didn't watch.
the Randall Cunninghams,
Yeah.
Warren Moons, you know, the Mike Vicks, the McNabbs, you know what I'm saying?
The Steve
Now
McNair.
But we only got them at one time.
Please
up
again if
until
I don't say
now.
your name.
Right.
It ain't personal.
Right. So up until now, like we
The
probably
other
had
black guy.
3-4 at a time.
that's the average, isn't it?
Like the head coaches, and right now
Right.
it's the down year for black
Right.
head coaches. But here nor there. I don't know. The verdict's still out. They're good, but you know, how do you compare? Just like when we talk about the
There we go.
GOATs in NBA, do you look at the last 2-3 years of stats? How are we comparing this? You want
I mean,
So we can look at this
but
season
but
like,
like
boys,
for
that's
instance,
good. Lamar light them up, but have you proven yourself?
and
That's the
we're gonna
thing.
find out this year going to the playoffs.
So we're going one
One
season,
season or
2,
two-
5.
yeah.
I mean,
But I mean, so as of right now, with how the game has been played in between Pat Mahomes, once again Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, he's been doing it for
years
a minute
Yeah,
now.
he's proven himself.
Like I
yes.
said, it seems like what we're seeing right now in the game, the talent, they're game changers, and it's not limited to just he can run.
Correct.
Like these
They
guys.
can stay in the pocket and
They in that
throw
hole.
it down
Exactly.
there,
Got
the
the
receiver
arm.
got it.
Seeing
Okay.
it.
So like
Okay.
with McNabb, you knew that he was a strong quarterback. I'm not sure if he had the best accuracy on the run. You know what I'm saying? Or Vic, you know he was a speed
That
demon.
was a big dude, though.
He had a powerful arm, but you had an issue with accuracy.
Correct. Like
You
you
know,
run a lot.
But Mahomes, you saying the arm, the accuracy.
He had the traditional quarterback IQ. He has
Right.
what you want.
Russell Wilson,
All
you know
around.
what he's doing. He's doing everything. Lamar Jackson, you see, from year 1 to year 2, you seeing so much of an improvement overall. Cam Newton, I mean, he came out. He was more so known as the scrambling quarterback, but he was strong as hell. But he couldn't. He wasn't a good pocket passer.
Correct.
You're not seeing these limitations with these.
These new, these
They're getting
these
chances
current
to
ones.
be
Traditional quarterbacks.
So that's why I asked that question is because you see less limitations on these guys now. Are we looking at the best collection of black quarterbacks that we've seen?
How,
They both like, wait a minute, at the same damn time.
hey, this is a question we're going to have to ask Daddy.
Oh,
That's
man.
We will come back with that next week.
No, that's that
Give us your
Thanksgiving
2 cents. I don't-
conversation.
Exactly.
That's that Thanksgiving conversation for us.
Right.
But
I had
to
get
answer your
back to you.
question,
I mean, go ahead.
oh yeah, I mean, what she just asked you, like, how far are we going back? But you talking about just right now? Well, so far so good for now.
Yeah.
It's been
definitely
I
awesome.
wonder
looking
who
up.
is the quarterback's coach / offensive coordinator. Again, I'm not in these meetings, team
She
meetings,
bring
but
this all the way down. But like, well, who do they?
you
have
have
to break it down.
Who are they
Sometimes
following?
I
Whose
analyze
playbook
not
is
just
it?
from that sport, but the other sport. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's similar how
Hey,
when I
you,
look
you,
at
you coming for?
They playing on the
NBA
indoor
too.
field or is it a?
Sir,
I'm
is
just
it
saying.
outdoor?
Sir, don't do
does
that.
not make
Is it
sense.
grass or turf?
But he
These
just
are
said-
serious questions.
Because it is.
Yeah,
Think
you
about what
remember-
just said.
no, 'cause you remember
Some of
back
these
in the day.
quarterbacks
Yeah.
were- you just said just know just a scramble that made them good, but they weren't thrown out of the pocket. Quarterback coach and offensive coordinator to what the calls are y'all calling, and because of the color of your skin, you know that typically we weren't supposed to be in that pocket.
You see how deep
And
she
now-
is? Her veins starting to pop out.
Right.
You feel me?
That's
When I
real
tell you, I
talk.
know when she get
I want-
excited, that
Trying
blood
to get
pressure.
walk on us because the color of our skin.
Sometimes you got to open people's mind. look
She
at
does
different
though, and she
perspectives.
helps me open my mind. I'm
We
like,
have
you know
to
what?
have to,
realize
because
that
it's in your
the
paper, like, oh, he's trash.
reorganization
Are we going to
Like,
church?
of the league.
Okay, now you're trying to be passed over here. Let's
You want to go to church with them?
The reorganization of the league.
Okay.
Because of the color of their
Reorganizing.
skin.
Yes, because of the color of their skin.
Of their skin or
Not
theirs?
because of the
Trying to make everything
contents of the
racial, but it's
character.
real talk because tradition, you know, we weren't
But-
in a pocket like that. We weren't given the opportunity. You scramble, okay, you get injured, we're going to cut your contract, next man up.
Plus, I was being real serious because I know back in the day when they were in the stadium, they didn't have the grass. They had that
Turf.
what
Oh, you mean
that thing, whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
That like basketball court meets a football field.
Wait,
mixed
what?
thing. You remember back when they didn't wear cleats? It was like tennis shoes they were wearing almost.
What sport we talking about again?
Football. You remember
Yeah.
like way.
If they didn't have grass, I mean, before turf was grass.
What,
so
what was
something was
in
between?
the TWA dome before they put down turf or the Edward Jones dome? I tried to go back.
I
to
heard.
when
I
they-
heard.
TWA. Wow.
Because that's
Our
back
former
when it was.
player.
I don't know what it was, but it was like.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait.
Let me put
It was
Well,
like
like-
it was
it was
like
like
a
floor.
a rubber like
Yeah.
I don't know.
field condition back at the Edward Jones Dome.
Like on the playgrounds when they put that little black rubber bounce.
Okay,
Yeah,
now.
they still use
I
They
didn't
had
think
it, but it was green and it was weird.
so like
Really?
so like
Wear
recall
cleats.
during the greatest show days how all them players would have on those. It wasn't cleats.
like tennis cleat shoes.
Right. So basically the similar type of cleat or shoe that you would see on like when you play, softball.
Hey, Buns, your daddy shoes.
Those were.
That's when you play softball.
But it was kind of rubber, like it wasn't cleat. Like what the metal cleats.
Exactly.
It was rubber
Exactly.
type.
Those.
See,
Those like the
it looked like that.
Yeah.
That. You see that? Oh, dang. They would speed it up so we can't see. As soon as I say, you see that? Okay.
I mean,
yeah, I got you.
I see that, but it looks real hard.
See, look at the bottom of their shoes. It's like, exactly. It looks like a floor. It looks like you don't want to fall on that. Look. You see the way he fell neck first? That look
Okay.
like, right? All right.
That's not turf. You're right.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
It's a plexiglass.
Something like that.
So that's when, if you fall, you still gonna pull up a few things.
And that was why Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce always had those white tapes on him.
Every time you say Torrey Holt, I look at the hand.
You look at the what?
Torrey Holt's hands, his finger, bow, like it's bent. You never seen his hand?
Okay, I'm not really haven't took the time to focus on that, but if I need to, just for your sake.
Next time you see him talk with his hands, you can't miss it. If he goes like this, there are 10 things. It looks like he's saying 9.5.
Something wrong with you. Okay.
So going back to football,
Okay.
who are y'all feeling right now in the NFL?
Well, I'm still in my feelings with the NFL because the Kaepernick thing. I still keep abreast of what's going on, but I'm like,
abreast. Yes.
all the way in, like all of that passion. And when the Rams left St. Louis, NFL made me on
your
that
whole
too.
passion was like,
Man, so I watch more college football now than the NFL games, but I keep up, like I said. So right now we know who's making the most noise.
Yes.
49ers just got their first loss, correct?
matter of fact, I pull
Unfortunate.
up the tennis so everyone can see right now how we're looking.
Why you?
I mean, I had meme I put on Facebook a few days ago about the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl and what that meme said. Not without tickets.
Not without a ticket.
Okay. So we know who's not going that far. So we got that answer.
Right now, the Patriots are the top team in the AFC at 9-1. Ravens right behind 8-2. The Buffalo Bills are 7-3.
That's a silent team that people sleeping on, the Bills.
Yeah,
That's true.
because they still don't really believe that they are that good.
I mean, when your players leave at halftime, like, that
You know
just
what?
sticks
I'm
around.
retiring.
No bueno.
He was like, you know what? It was when I realized that I was on the floor and he was still running, that this game just wasn't right for me anymore.
But why is they having talk even after that fight Thursday night with the Browns and the Steelers that the Browns still may have a slim chance of making the playoffs? I'm like,
because
dang, and
because
that's not
technically
right.
they do. Now with the Chiefs, this team here, a lot of people had them instantly going to the Super Bowl. I am one of those people who thought that. But as you see here, the Raiders are 1 game behind, and they still have, I think, 2 games to play against each other. So it's not even definitely that the Chiefs will go to the playoffs. Right now, they're leading the AFC West, but it's not a definite
Nope.
that they can.
Going on to week
exactly.
17. That's when you get it together. Week
And then
17.
in the NFC, the 49ers, 9-1. Who would have thought they would be as good as they are right now?
Everybody in San Francisco.
And T-Bone love the 49ers.
They just got that new head coach, and they like, oh,
Exactly. They 8-2 along with the
we
Saints.
Got a new breath of air, okay.
Oh, so speaking of black quarterbacks, Teddy Bridgewater, look what he did, 5-0
Man.
as a starter. So he'll be a free agent after this season. So now Stan, he really wasn't a big backer of Bridgewater, even though he was 5-0.
Because
Why
at
not?
the end of the day,
At the end
he
of the
still
day.
got slept by the Rams. That boy was sleeping on that ball like a pillow
You talking about
on the
4
field.
years
I know
ago.
y'all remember that.
But in conclusion,
That boy was slumped
Look.
on the field. Like,
you still.
look, she gonna make me pull that video up.
Don't do
They
it.
zoomed in on his face, and you just saw the eyes was closed. Like, he was asleep, boy.
Like folks be at church.
See
He
here.
was out
Seen
like
that
a
once
little
a
baby
time.
sleeping on the stack of the Bible and the congregation of hymns, none of which are softback books. That's stuff, man. I got stories about that for days.
Okay.
The Seahawks 8-2. They're right behind the 49ers, 1 game behind. The Vikings playing good, 8-3.
You see what happens when you get a strong black woman behind you? Look at Russell. Look at Russell Wilson. Look at him. They helping each other, actually, if you think about it.
Cowboys 6-4. I believe they are leading the AFC East, but only by one game over the
Right,
Eagles.
and we know how their track record is. If they get into the playoff, they're done in one first game.
One and done, huh?
Track record, just calling the facts. What I
I mean, it happened
Got
last
you.
year. Hey.
So
I'm just saying, I'm calling what I see. Same personnel they have. They're working with for the most part. So
Stan and I,
Jason Garrett's still there.
along with ABQ Sports Talk crew, they are a show from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Shouts out to them.
You
We
just called him Sports Talk Crew.
I did, didn't I?
what up,
ABQ.
though?
I'm like, they changed their name?
My bad. ABQ Sports Crew. My bad.
on, y'all.
So we are doing a thing, third season doing it. The platform pick'ems. So we pretty much before the upcoming week, we will have our picks on who we feel will win the game. We don't do like no scores or anything like that, but we just who we feel will win each game.
Because if that was the case, we all be wrong.
Right. And then at the end of the year, of course, each week we'll go over who won, who lost, whatever, and we have our standings. So as of right now, yours truly is up 95 wins, 54 losses, and 1 tie. ABQ is in second place, 91 wins, 59 losses, and a tie. Stand right behind
Just one?
ABQ, 90, 57 to 1. So what we'll do this week is we'll just say what our wins and losses were.
Bet. Wait. Yeah, that's this week. Okay.
So ABQ, I'll go ahead and say theirs real quick. They were here we go. They were 9-5.
Yes.
So now they are 164-1.
Cool. I know I'm ahead of them. What was yours?
I was 11-3.
Damn.
got him.
So
poor little Ting Ting.
so now so now I am 106-57-1.
Just to make you feel better. Your waves are busting now.
They busted while I was 11-3. So that brings me to 101-60-1. I'm back in second.
Oh.
Ha!
As my brother said,
Yes!
first
First
place
place.
loser.
It's okay.
Say that one more time.
Hey, Gina, I gave you a shout out. Your infamous
Still
line.
All right, so what we're gonna do is everyone right now is watching the screen and they're seeing the week 12 pick'ems. So
Everybody watching right now.
ladies,
see.
after standing us, because ABQ didn't send us our picks, so we had to wait until after the show. Yeah, I checked. So
Did you check it just now before we start?
let me go ahead and double check real quick.
They might have.
Nope.
Like, whoop, whoop.
Let me see here. Nope.
All right.
So what we're
Just
gonna
wanna make
do
sure everything- Did they
is
send it to the old email?
I checked. They did.
Okay.
So Stan and I will go ahead and say our picks, and then if you'd like to go ahead and join in, you just say I'm going with this team. I'm going with that. Same as with you, Suzanne. You just let us know who you're going with. So first game tomorrow, Indianapolis Colts. I'm sorry, Stan. You go ahead and do it. Do your thing.
Also, he said tomorrow. Sounded like the remix from Drake's last.
Remix. Ooh.
All right, so cool. Tomorrow we have Indianapolis going into H-Town to take on the Texans. And I got the Texans coming out victorious with nobody getting hit on the head with a helmet.
I have the Colts. Bunny.
I have.
Colts.
Yeah, why the Colts? I'm sorry.
Brisket?
Can I ask why when you pick certain?
Brisket. Yeah.
Because of brisket.
Oh, sorry.
she don't know.
I forgot.
I'm like, we're not talking
I'm
about
sorry.
barbecue. What we talking about?
No,
I apologize. So Jacoby Brissett, the quarterback, the black quarterback.
Yeah, so we
go
call
from
him brisket out
from
here.
brisket.
Right. So he's been showing out for the Colts this year, and I don't trust Houston's defense.
What was brisket? Was he the one to take the place of
Luck.
Luck once he?
Yep.
He was already on. He was the second man on the depth
Yep.
chart.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Andrew Luck. He had bad luck anyway.
No pun intended.
Exactly. So let's go with the Colts then. Let's ride that way. Yeah.
All right.
That quarterback. Let's go.
Go
I
for
mean,
that.
Deshaun Watson black too.
Yeah, but he's not new like you. I mean, he knew
Fresh.
new.
She said black quarterback. He black too. Yeah, but he ain't.
He's not new. I said.
He not new out here.
He got that youth in him.
So now think about it. 2 weeks in a row, you had a matchup in between Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson last week, wasn't it?
Oh, and that was just ugly.
Yeah, I'm about to have people getting their little feathers ruffled. Like, wait a minute now, we can't keep seeing two of them on the field.
Hey,
Right.
We got the week.
Nightmares. Don't forget.
Right. There you go. Right there.
All right, I'm sorry. You who you have, Suzanne?
I forgot. Oh, we're going to not playing.
I was waiting. I was excited.
Nah, we'll go with Indiana. Indianapolis, my apologies. Sorry.
All right. So we have up next. Then.
Oh, y'all about to be wrong. Up next, first game on Sunday, we got Tampa Bay going to Atlanta, playing in that fancy old Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Man, that's a nice stadium.
Got the Bucks going against the Falcons, and I'll be damned if the Falcons lose. I'll be damned.
I have the Falcons as well.
I guess. I mean, the Tampa Bay's not really doing anything this season. So Atlanta should be the winner.
They've been balling lately. Balling.
Yeah,
And I'm
you're
sorry,
balling
Bunny.
late in the season. Oh, you're balling late in the season, but yeah, go ahead and pick Atlanta.
Atlanta's
not.
ball late in the season.
Well, when everybody else has been winning, you've been losing. It's kind of late though. I'm just saying you playing catch up.
You remember the Packers did that? Won the whole thing that year.
Yeah, they had all them playoff games in a row, and they won it all too. They did.
Yeah.
That's not
Once in every
common
blue
though.
moon.
It's not
Of course,
common.
Atlanta can't.
And Atlanta should be better than what they are now, so they need this win. But I don't know if they still have a chance to get in the playoffs now, do they?
Nope.
Yeah, see.
Out of there.
Well, I can't.
I mean,
can't
you want
say
the
no.
numerical calculations, but in general, they're not looking good for the Atlanta
Let
Falcons.
me pull up
Bless
the
their
division
hearts.
real quick. So in the NFC South.
Damn.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Well, I mean, no,
They
can't.
should have been better than what they are.
3-7,
so I don't know
and the
what
Saints
happened.
8-2.
I just thought about
They
this.
should have been better.
All the sports teams in Atlanta, they don't live up to what they should be doing. Now, the Braves did it this year, finally, but for years,
But how they lost in game,
man, because
game
the
5.
put it on them. Man.
Put it on. Yeah,
But
buddy.
The
It was
last
good to watch.
prior to this year and last year, they've been losing the Braves, and then the Hawks. I don't understand, like, why does these Atlanta teams just really don't do anything? I'm off subject. so-
But that team is getting better. We'll discuss that in
that's
in
what I
the
say. I'm off
yeah,
subject.
yeah.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
All right, so you have the Falcons, right?
Yes.
Falcons.
Dang, everybody got the Falcons. All right, cool. Next game, we got Denver going to Buffalo, taking on the Bills. And I got the Bills.
I have the Bills.
See, you all want me to go against you all or just go about
It's
Do
whatever
your
you
thing,
feel.
right?
Denver.
It's your thing. Do what you want to
And,
do.
and you have Buffalo, Suzanne.
Yes.
Buffalo got the winner. I'm going with Denver.
And just so you know, this is something that Sadal used to always say before we do it. We don't know our picks until we do it live on the show.
Okay, live and in living color.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, the Giants and the Bears. Oh, that big.
Man, look, ain't that a game that ain't nobody really going to want to
Man,
watch?
the Bears, dude, oh my gosh.
But I got the Giants winning, though.
That's not even worth a TV
He's like, you
commercial.
said
Oh
skip.
my gosh.
Pass.
Hey,
You got the
exactly.
Giants.
Yeah, I got the Giants.
I got the Bears.
I mean, didn't they bench
Nah,
Trubisky?
neither one of them. It's gonna be a tie. That's how bad it is. Shit.
Dang.
And that could happen too.
I wish
0-0. 2-2.
Right.
That's crazy.
I don't know why they see so much hope in the quarterback for the Bears. They act like he's a.
Let's go with New York.
Why
Look,
would
I'm
you
just
put your
picking. I
money on
have.
that?
Haha, she went with New York. Yes, indeed.
Ooh.
All right,
Pittsburgh
so we
and
got the
Cincinnati.
Steelers
Oh, that's a given.
going to Cincy, taking on the Bengals. I still don't think they won one yet.
Nope.
No,
Oh,
I
hell.
don't think the Bengals can pay
Man.
the Steelers to let them lose. I'm just saying, it's that bad.
Plot
And they
twist.
thought Marvin Lewis was a problem.
Plot twist. Mason Rudolph gonna hit all of them in the
Dang.
head with a helmet. Just
They
every
gonna get
single
one
of them.
win. I just don't know when, but they gonna get one.
They play the Browns. That's gonna be their
It's a
one
division
win.
game, so yeah.
That's gonna be their
Steelers,
one win.
Steelers.
Yeah, we all have Steelers, correct?
Everybody got the Steelers.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Browns,
Okay.
they are playing host to the Miami
Miami's
Dolphins.
not good either, but they want to they on that winning streak. Go ahead, Browns. Try to pull off that miracle to get in the playoffs. Go ahead.
I got the Browns winning.
I do too.
Well, I mean,
Even without what's his name, that's gonna be on suspension.
Miles
They
Garrett.
Definitely, even without Garrett, they'll pull it off.
let's see. Helmet's coming off. Helmet's gonna be coming off at that game, will it?
Probably.
We shall see this Sunday.
And what's funny, that fight happened at the end of the game. That's
Right.
one of those, your daddy old school. If you can't win a game, win a fight.
Right,
That's what that was. Shoot.
But Cleveland.
Problem is you lost both. But anyway,
Damn.
Nolans.
Yep. Carolina's going to New Orleans to play the Saints in the Superdome. Ooh. It don't mean nothing, but I got the Saints winning.
I have the Saints.
I can see the Saints doing it at home.
Yeah.
What's the Cam Newton? How long he gonna be gone?
No, the rest of the season.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever, ever.
Is this his contract
Never,
year?
ever.
Forever,
He-
ever.
he-
How long he gonna be gone? For
He
the
may have
Panthers?
played his last
Forever.
game
They're
as a
not
Panther.
resigning him.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna try to draft.
Watch,
out
he gonna go to
they
Chicago and
give
have a
quarterback out
comeback
the draft, probably. Because
Mm-hmm.
Carolina's record, they could.
And then plus Carolina is back in Kyle Allen. He like the guy now. In
And plus,
Carolina.
they don't care. They got Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
As long as he
Well,
runs,
Cam
they'll
go
get
to
all
somebody
right.
else. Think somebody take him.
Yeah.
He probably go to the Bears.
They need. Oh my good. But they. I want to get off subject. Keep going.
They need Lovie Smith again. No, I'm just-
Oh.
All right, coming up next.
He started that
He
program
is doing
around.
good.
Yeah,
Looking like
Surprisingly.
Santa Claus, but he's doing it.
And see, that's the reason why it's that beard game. Beard game strong, boy.
Coming up next, you got Oakland going to New York to play the Jets. Darnold and them. Gang Green.
The Raiders are playing a lot better. John Gruden. I know you said last week that you kind of take back a little bit what you said.
No, what I said was I said I wouldn't
what I
pick
said was
Oakland,
your neck.
but
while
when
you
they
say that.
playing against, what team were they playing against? Cincinnati? I ain't picking them.
Okay, got you.
I'm gonna pick a team that ain't won the game. Come on now. I don't care how much I don't like the coach. I ain't stupid.
I don't know. Last year
Stupid
you
is
was like,
stupid
you know
is.
what? I'm gonna do some off the wall picks.
Oh yeah, at that point I was just like
See?
2 tears in the bucket with it. But I picked the Jets for this week.
I have the Raiders.
Oh yeah, the Raiders. Man, it just. I don't know who's worse, the Jets or the Bengals. So yeah, the Raiders are.
The Bengals?
I'm ready to skip to that Monday night bit, but keep going.
Ooh, me
She's
too.
like, I don't know who won.
Look, let's bypass all of that.
The Bengals?
All right, so answer Raiders.
Can of ring.
Okay.
Up next.
Up next, we got Detroit going to Washington. Face the Redskins.
That's your bet on your mama's team, Buns.
Girl, please. They just fed the Bengals. Redskins is orderly. So Detroit.
You know your mama love her
Yeah, I
Redskins.
don't know why, but Detroit all day.
I have the Lions.
Detroit versus everybody, as they say.
Yeah. My mama asked when the Redskins playing. I'm like, why? Who? Why? What's
When they
up?
look, they start having winning seasons when they change their name. See, they curse right now. That's what they get.
Oh, Lord.
In that order.
In that order.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's
took
go
it.
with the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, our mama's a fake fan.
Oh.
Man. If we told you the
Ooh, that
thing,
Seattle versus Philly is a good match.
Yeah, I got the Lions as well. Yep, Seattle.
Let's
going
go.
to play the
Russell.
Eagles. And I got the Seahawks coming up.
Russell.
I have the Seahawks.
Yeah, Russell.
Yep.
R-Dub, hold it down.
Oh,
All right.
dub.
Up
Next
next.
up, you got Jacksonville going to Tennessee. Play the
Tennessee.
Titans. And I got the Titans coming out victorious.
I have the Titans.
We
Yeah,
are
it's
the
obvious
Titans.
Jacksonville's gonna surprise y'all, but the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
Now, this next game, you got Dallas going into Foxborough.
See, we here.
Right.
We here.
Man.
Taking on the Patriots. Who y'all got?
I have the Patriots.
And
At New England too. I got the Patriots.
Not a fan.
Okay. Pats.
Keep on the East
I ain't fooling
Coast.
with the D-Town anyway.
Man. New England.
You don't care for
I
Brady.
got the
though.
Cowboys.
Okay.
All right, well.
I don't know how it's
Let's
going to
get
happen.
that
Hey, Dak out here throwing for like 800 games.
And they still get the L's.
800
So, they still get the L's. And not just
Oh,
a
yeah.
one-man team. They still get the L's.
He throwing like 800
He can
yards
do that, and they still get L's.
over these
though.
past 2 games.
What does that
I hear
mean,
what
though?
you're saying, but are they resulting
what
to
does that mean,
W's?
though?
That's the
That boy out
problem.
here throwing. And
Wait,
if
wait,
you
wait,
keep
wait,
doing
wait,
that,
Because he know that they're
wait.
not getting the
I hear you
W's.
talking,
No.
but the question is, are
Right.
you saying anything?
Exactly.
I mean, you know,
I hear
Exactly.
you talking.
that's
but are
cool.
you saying anything?
But remember when
Hey,
everybody was
what you
like, they
can't
going to
say.
beat the Ravens?
In conclusion,
At the end of the day. Y'all haven't seen that meme?
oh man.
At the end of the day.
All I'm saying is, they done already lost once.
Anyway.
They'll do it again.
Green Bay and San Fran.
Yeah, that's
That's a
good
traditional
game.
matchup.
That's gonna be a
That's
great
an
game.
old school rival right there.
That actually was a flex game.
That's an ugly game right there.
That's an
gonna
old
be
school
ugly.
rivalry game.
Man.
So yeah, you
May
got
the best
the
man
Packers
win.
against the Niners. Old
49ers.
school.
That's what I said. Old
Yeah, I
school
got the
matchup.
Niners winning, too.
49ers.
I have the Niners.
What?
San
That's
Fran-
Green
oh, I'm
Bay.
overdue.
Why would you go against them?
I like what San Fran's doing. Yeah, they lost against the Seahawks, but
That's
they
a
didn't.
good team that they lost.
But
so,
they didn't have Emmanuel Sanders the second half. They had the other wide receiver. He was out that game, and then you had a replacement kicker that lost the game.
He kicked that ball.
They could
somewhere.
have beaten Seahawks that game.
They don't know
so
where that
I still
ball
have
went.
faith in San Fran making a lot of noise.
All right, okay.
Okay.
Well,
Now this
Frisco.
game here,
Woo! Monday night.
Baltimore.
Let's go beat
Baltimore.
beat Mo.
Going to LA.
Beat Mo.
Taking on the
Because they
Rams.
gonna
We ain't fooling with the Rams.
they gonna be Mo careful for sure.
We ain't fooling with the Rams. Beat Mo all day.
Be more careful for sure. Yeah, I got the Ravens winning, man.
Who you have?
This is real.
I said beat Mo all day.
Beat Mo.
I
disrespectful.
have Baltimore as well.
Oh, congratulations. Wise choice, young
I don't
man.
like the Rams. You know I'm
We
fooling
finna
with
be
the
looking
Rams.
real stupid if the Rams come out here and just body him. I'm finna be like, dang.
Are they
finna be
actually
like-
gonna get Todd Gurley the ball to even run again? You know he's had like 5 touches all season.
He probably not running.
Ah man, we got a
5
basketball
touches
game
and
too?
all
'Cause we gonna be humming
arthritis.
time. You said what?
I said 5 touches and all arthritis.
Yay!
Yeah,
arthritis. Ooh.
Yeah, they diagnosed it last year.
That's the least
His-
of it.
his
He probably got
knee-
something worse than that though. Seriously.
Yeah, his knee is jacked up. All right, we balling. NBA talk.
Balling.
We talked about it earlier. Lakers, cream of the crop. They are 12-2.
Y'all finna stop talking about LeBron.
The
Wait,
He had a bad
Wait.
season last year, and I'm not even a LeBron fan, but I respect the man.
Whoa, you ain't a LeBron fan?
Nah, I respect him. Like, I'm not finna be like, oh, LeBron, yeah.
Never
Like-
gonna be a groupie.
Dominates the game. Now, let me tell you something. I am the most faithful person probably at this table when it comes to sports. Because for years,
No.
You
and
about to
they
have
done
a
done
silent?
me dirty.
Well,
I've never wavered.
Yeah.
And I'm still a Bulls fan. And we look piss poor right now. But
I've
you know
been
what?
looking
It's
for
okay.
a few years. I mean, I was a Bulls fan because of Michael Jordan. So when you asked me that question earlier about being a LeBron fan or a Lakers fan, I was a Michael Jordan fan. So of course I was with the Bulls. I was young and innocent
So
back
when
then.
he
I ain't
went to
know
the
any better.
Wizards, you was the number 1 Wizards fan.
Of course not.
I was.
Or excuse me, back then
That
it was
wasn't even
no,
a
it
real
was the
MJ
Wizards.
then,
Yeah.
though. But nah,
It's the same
it wasn't.
MJ though.
It is and it's not.
Nah.
The game wasn't
The skill level had changed.
Come on,
He's
now,
still
you know
at
that.
20
Skill level
points.
might have changed. He's still out here faking dudes out with that. That was one of the coldest
Sure
fake outs
was.
in the history. It was ugly.
It was, but yeah, LeBron, you.
Oh, I thought you
res-
gave him a nickname. I was like, hold on. Well, you on LeBron like that, huh? Oh, El Breezy, that's all, bro.
Chris Brown, Chris
Got
Breezy.
you.
That's
Yeah, you know, me and his mama, you know, his mama used to babysit me, man. I used to see LeBron growing up. He used to just be jumping down steps and stuff like it wasn't nothing.
LeBron's good.
3, 4,
Or
5
great.
seconds in the
Great
air.
game. And I was just thinking this today. At the end of the day, MJ still better than LeBron.
Yeah, because he asked me earlier, but before the show, it has LeBron change.
I was like,
your
does
mindset
that
about
help?
him being
Because he
closer
had a
to the
triple
GOAT
dub against
or being the GOAT?
everything.
Wait, what?
He's had a triple double against every team in the NBA.
Yes.
He said
Only
basically
person to do
because
that.
of what he accomplished last night, does that bring him closer to him being the GOAT? And I said no.
But I wouldn't say that either. That's great he did it. He's a great player, so don't knock what I'm saying. That his skill and talent is phenomenal.
MVP this year. Watch.
Now that I
They
agree.
giving him MVP because this is gonna be one
I
of the
can see
biggest
that.
stories. He
You
I
said they're
can
gonna
see
give him
that
MVP?
again.
You said they're gonna give it.
Well,
he
no,
was
they're
supposed
not
to
gonna-
get it.
wait.
He was supposed to get it last year. But
They're
he
not
ended
going
up-
to give it to him. He is going to earn it.
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
you know.
Pull it in the
And
correct.
last year,
He would have earned it if he didn't blow himself out.
I mean, I want to know when the last time an MVP has been on a subpar under 500 team. So that's something people don't put. When those people are voting, that I
Yeah,
mean,
she
if
vote.
you would have gotten it last year, Lakers weren't 500 last year. So
I mean-
so I'm just saying when they vote, you got the skill that's the same. Why didn't he get it last year? His team wasn't
He
good.
didn't get it last year
Those
because he got injured and
No.
he sat out.
those sports writers, sportscasters that vote, they take that in consideration. On paper, it doesn't say it, but they do.
Can we see?
No, we can't. We go.
I was supposed to be gone
An hour
like,
ago.
27 minutes ago. See, they ask where I am right now. Lord, all right,
We
cool.
ain't got you in trouble.
tell
Don't
them,
say we got you in trouble.
tell them to tune in on
Don't say we got
YouTube.
you in trouble.
They know exactly where you at.
Right. Let me say this real
Plug
quick.
right now.
I
Right.
just wanna
Platforms Come on.
The main reason why LeBron would have earned MVP last year if he didn't get injured is because at that time they were number 4 in the West and they just dubbed the Warriors
on Christmas
They
Day.
did.
And it wasn't no rinky-dink Warriors team. Everybody was on
and
that
they fell
squad.
off. Because it's right. But.
Because that's when he got injured and they ain't know what to do.
Russell Westbrook with them triple-double averaging. Can't tell me that ain't MVP. Come on now.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal.
Yes.
I don't care if the Lakers were the 4th place Christmas Day and then they went to the 1st place. Tripled averaging. You just said he did something great against all 30 teams. This dude is doing it game after game after game. In one season. How hard is that? You know how hard that is.
It is. And
That
he
is
won,
MVP
and he won
over-
MVP that year.
But I'm saying that is
That
MVP.
vein coming out again.
All day over there.
I saw it. I was like, there it is.
It's
Oh, leave my
Babe,
baby
it's
alone.
serious.
I see the
That bang carpet,
It
you about to
is.
get a jump.
Basketball,
Choose your words
football,
cautiously.
baseball. If it's
Look,
something
choose your
important
words
topic,
cautiously.
the vein will come out. It's important.
Van
Okay?
about to rip
Okay.
and strangle
But
him.
again, you say your people looking for you, but this is an important topic. You still sitting here.
I mean, it's
You
real.
want to hear what I have to say?
Because he
Come on.
would have done it. Like, you 4th in the West after the past, 3 seasons? You didn't even get
Nah, he
in the
wasn't
top
even
8.
on the team, though. So
I mean, yeah, but to have the Lakers at that point where in the
But
past
we know
2
he's
years.
a game changer. Yes, we know. And at the injury, yeah, it went downhill after Christmas Day or a couple days after that. But still.
And them years where they weren't ranked,
So
Kobe was still playing.
Kobe was doing this thing, but to the last 2 years, them injuries as well caught up with
Yeah, them
him. So the
injuries
MVP
slowed down.
status, of course,
But
fell
I'm
off.
telling you right
In
now,
conclusion.
LeBron is getting MVP.
I
They
can see
might
that.
mess around and win the finals. They might mess around and do it if everybody stays healthy.
So wait.
Is
We still
everybody
know
saying
the
too?
West is real potent. We know the Warriors is nobody that we have to worry about anymore. You know the Rockets is clowning.
Yep.
Don't sleep. Now the Suns may get the 8th spot. They're doing it. I'm like, whoa! I think they actually got the team to come together now.
I think the
Jelly,
Suns-
jelly, jelly,
like
Like
that.
you
I
said,
think
as
they
of right now,
got it
as of
They-
right now, they're in the 8th spot.
I can say
See?
confidently they'll be in the
Devin
bottom
Booker, I'm
half.
like, okay, we got it. We get it. People sleeping on them now. They still some youngins, so.
They'll be in the
So
bottom
we,
half.
again,
of
we're
the
talking
standings.
about we got the Lakers, we got the Rockets. I don't know what the Trailblazers gonna do. We could talk about Melo getting added on in a minute, but the Kings again. I thought the Kings still got time to get it together as well. They little last 3 years of draft picks are coming together just like the Suns. So we'll see. I mean, nobody saw the Warriors being like this.
I did.
Hey, that's a G League team, baby.
I did.
I saw the Warriors being
I
a G League
did.
team.
You could run
No,
them
I
shows.
said when they lost their last championship run, I said that's it. They're not going to come back from that. They still should make the playoffs, so it's a difference. I ain't
I
think they're
said
going
no.
to rock
I
it
said
down
no
to be
for
under
everything.
500.
I
Under
called it.
500
I
team?
called
Come
it.
on.
I even made
Under
$100 bet on it. Street A Smith, if you watch it, I needed it 3 20s, 2 10s,
Take it
2
to Vegas.
5s, and 10 1s.
Take it to Vegas. Take it to Vegas.
Right now, Golden State, 15th spot. They are 3 and
They just won their 3rd game.
Not just.
And again,
wow.
we know the Clippers is going to be LA's biggest thing. Boy, when I tell you that battle of LA on Christmas,
No, it ain't. You want to know why? Because on Christmas Day, Kawhi sitting out for a little minute.
oh, here
Oh,
we go
no.
with that again.
and Stan has left the building. He has to go and
Drop the mic,
handle
exit the
his
stage. He
He
literally
did sexual chocolate.
right,
dropped
right.
the mic, exit the stage.
He has to handle his business. So that was Stan. Hope y'all enjoyed him on the show. Once again, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show with your boy Smooth, and we have special guest
Bunny.
and her sister.
Suzanne.
They holding things down. It's a for real takeover
No.
on the Platform Sports Talk Show.
Ladies, the ladies bringing it to you.
Yes, so as you said earlier, the Suns, they're making noise, and I brought this up last week on the show, but Monty Williams, he's an incredible coach. Of course, a couple years ago, he lost his wife unexpectedly, but he was coaching the Thunder at the time. The Pelicans at the time. But great coach, he's changing the culture of that team. Now, something that we talked about earlier in regards to coaches and in local high school sports, etc. You want to bring in guys that can change the culture, change the mindsets of these guys. And the Suns, they've been a team for years that's been laughing stock. But
Right.
now you go into Phoenix, the crowd is hyped because they know they have a team that's exciting and bringing energy to the team. And Monty, he's not that kind of coach that's going to just say, do whatever you want to do. He's going to hold people accountable. And I think that's one of the things that's been missing in sports is holding people.
Accountable.
But you know
Accountable.
how that's a double-edged sword
Man.
because at the end of the day, the fans pay to see good people. They don't pay to see coaches coach. So having the coaches hold players accountable is great. But when you have certain players that have the clout that can shuffle up the coaching staff, that's why some coaches only have a fine line and they leave it alone because they don't want to, quote unquote, lose their job off some BS. Now, Monty Williams, yes, he's a reputable coach. Some coaches can push back on their star players, and the players eventually will back down. Like, okay, other ones, they'll get them out of there. Hart is the type of person. Think about it. He's the one that helped get McHale out of there. Now they have what's his name in there. So we'll see how that goes. Looking at the Clippers, I was surprised Rivers has been there that long. When the Clippers kept getting stopped going further in the playoffs like they should have been, I'm like, oh, Doc probably gonna be out of there. Nope. He's okay. I mean, he's not bad. He's not good, but the culture, I don't know how he's doing with the culture and with the Clippers before Kawhi got there, but since then, I mean, it's nothing to trip off of. They don't have a lot of young players. See, when you have a lot of young players like the Pelicans, like the Suns, yes, you need a quote-unquote old school coach. Rein them in, don't let them see the bad tricks and bad sides early. So then they're molded and they know how to do and what this coach expects. And they don't have that superstar ego yet to where they can demand stuff and get the coaching staff moved out of there. But culture-wise, the Lakers, again, LeBron came there last year. They had some of those young bucks, you know, Kuzma, Ingram, what's the other guard? Ball. And they're young. And, of course, you know, when LeBron come in your team, you know, you got to listen up or you out instantly.
And then also, can you handle being in that limelight now?
Because it's LA is a limelight by itself.
It is, but you add LeBron James knowing that he's not there to be part of a rebuilding project. He wants to continue getting to the finals.
Right.
You know, so it's very big in regards to, like you said earlier, being able to handle the pressure.
That's true. I mean, but when they reshuffled in the offseason or with the trade this past season, traded a lot of them young players away, LeBron doesn't have to worry about, quote-unquote, molding, getting guys' mindset right. Everybody on there has known or been trying to win, so it's not like you did young busts that don't know what they're doing for the most part. So I see LeBron leading them. He said championship. Maybe that far, but not. The West, again, the only competition I see the LA is going to have this year for the West is the Rockets, as long as there's no injuries. The Rockets.
Everybody stay
we don't have to worry about the Warriors anymore. It is the Rockets. It's not the Trailblazers. It's not the Thunder. Again, we already talked about the Suns and the Kings. They have some ways to go, but they're getting there. But that's it.
What about the Mavericks? Not saying they'll be a serious threat, but they are on the come up. Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, those two guys, they doing their thing.
They are. They don't have enough to get over the hump, just like with the Jazz.
Right.
The Jazz is good. Mitchell and what's his name could give Gobert could give them a run. The Lakers
and Mike Conley now.
Oh yeah, Conley too. They can push. I can see they could push a game 7 against the Lakers, but the Lakers still will win.
So
but that's how good they are.
What about the Clippers though with Paul George and Kawhi? And Paul George just came back last week.
I still say the Rockets would be the biggest challenge over the Clippers for the Lakers.
Why?
Well. Kawhi is really good on defense.
Right.
Kawhi's real good on defense, so that helps in their favor. George is good offensively. He have his moments.
I mean, but like
and we know the 6 man with Lou Williams and Lou Williams. You know, great 6. You need that. The biggest thing people I think sleep on, as I've been taught from a coach in-house and a coach in a house growing up. You have certain teams built for the playoffs, and then once you get to the playoffs, you have to keep that scoring going. That's how the Warriors always was killing people. Their second string stuff, they were able to keep the offense going so while the first people rested.
But they also was great on defense too.
They were. I mean, you need defense. That's why I said Kawhi got the defense, but
and
the second
Paul George
string,
got the defense.
He is good. What about their second string? Lou Williams got one person, right? To keep offense going. Who's else on defense? Pat Beverly?
Harold.
He's good on defense or no?
Harold. Oh yeah, Pat Beverly one of the top defensive guards in the game right now. He's been on the top, not top, but first team on defense like 2 of the last couple of years.
Okay.
So yeah, he's that deal on defense, and they do have a deep squad offensively and not as offensively, but defensively they do have a deep squad.
I think the Lakers offensively second string. I'll do the Clippers. I
agree with that because you have Kuzma off the bench. you have Dwight Howard who's playing the best ball that he's played in.
Because he's ready to finally win. Put his immaturity
Years.
out the window finally and actually play to show up to do what you
And then also, he had to be humble.
Well,
Ooh.
why did it take him so long?
See, humble over hype, baby.
That's
I never understood. You got all this talent. You know, big men aren't made like they used to. You got the skill, and you.
That's the whole thing.
That's
the whole thing is that he didn't evolve. So when he was the man in Orlando, he didn't have to worry about nothing else. He knew he was just that go-to guy. Then he went to the Lakers, and he thought he gonna follow the same footsteps as Shaq did. And then Kobe pretty much exposed him like, you can't be playing around with me. You know what I'm saying?
But he knew. You can't tell me he didn't know that.
Then when he went to Houston, he thought he was gonna be the guy until James Harden came.
But Harden was there before Howard. I mean, yeah.
Dwight Howard. No,
Yeah.
I want to say no. Dwight Howard was first.
Really? I thought.
Let me double check. I could be wrong.
Correct me.
All right.
Let me see here. There we go. Ooh, Rockies. Wrong team. There we go. Let me see. I could be wrong. I just want to double check and see something here. Career.
Did Harden get traded to the Rockets?
All right. So he was on the Rockets. No, wait a minute. Oh, here
That's
we go. 2013. So let's see.
Oh, okay. Well, man.
James Harden.
He won.
Got Google. Okay, so you're right. James Harden was first. So
Mm-hmm.
so basically Dwight Howard came as a compliment to James Harden.
Okay.
But me seeing him play, it was a lot of possessions. Of course, you know how Harden style is. But Dwight Howard would look like, I want the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like he should be the focal point. But as you said before, the game done changed. Centers aren't just catch the ball, back to the basket, and hook shot.
Them days are over.
You know what I'm saying?
They playing in
right.
like they going in.
You know, you have this new crop of guys, the Porzingis, the Joel Embiid, Mark and Saul, these guys who not only have big bodies.
They weren't raised in the States like that. Those international players are taught.
Yep.
Big men are taught.
Shooting threes
skills,
and everything.
All the skills you need
Yeah.
for all positions. When you over here in big, they don't teach them that.
Hey, what your dad tell us?
Well, you can't, teach height or what? he always say you can't teach height.
He's always taught, even no matter how tall you are, still giving the guard skills. Just like how
That's why
Magic was.
KD is so great too now. Because KD's so tall, but he has all the skills because he learned it young before he had that growth spurt. You can see it. If you have
teach him out, then bam.
So going back, like I said, Howard, he wasn't getting the attention that he wanted on the offensive end. So he left that team, got traded, to, I think, the Hornets. Then for like one day, he got traded to the Hawks. Then he got sent to the Wizards. And then the Grizzlies until they released him. Now he with the Lakers. That experience of him bouncing from team to team, that was a humble experience that he needed. So when he got to LA, he had a whole different mindset. And they told him, don't worry about being the guy on offense. Just be a big.
Yep.
Defend.
Get them boards.
Get rebounds.
That's
and
it.
plus, you're playing with LeBron. You're playing with AD.
That's less work. You should be happy.
Exactly. That's exactly why.
Preserve your little knees and stuff.
Right. And that's exactly why he's playing some of his best ball, because he doesn't have that pressure of being the guy. Now you can just come in and just be a guy.
Right.
And not the guy.
And teach them younger players.
I haven't seen her smile this much.
Right.
For real.
Because you're right. Because he used to be a
happy.
crybaby to me a lot. And I'm like, you too big to be acting like, every time the whistle's blown, he crying. Dude, ask for the ball. He used to irk me. This was back when he was with the Lakers the first time and when he was with the Rockets. You crying, ask for the ball. Man, you never acted like you
really wanted
that's
it.
not your role anymore and you're fine. But back then you soft. You're
The
too
man,
big to be that soft.
demand the ball, get at someone like, hey, I'm open, give me the damn ball.
Thank you. That's
whatever.
how it should be. You that big, but again, that's not your role now. You're happy, good. You should be like that before, and instead of just crying all the time, being a little marshmallow, being that big.
What are your thoughts on the Nuggets?
That's a sleeper. No, they're not sleeper because everybody knows about the Nuggets.
And then last year they went to the semi-conference.
They almost had it. Nuggets are good.
Semi-finals. Excuse me.
Yeah, they almost had it. They're again being in playoffs. But my matchup I'm looking at, and I told you, if the Rockets and Lakers, the Western Conference Finals, the semifinals, the Jazz or Denver, I could see, but I just don't. The Denver doesn't have it all the way to get over that hump yet. Between the two LA teams, they're just like a notch below it. They need another piece.
Who you saying the
The
Nuggets?
Nuggets do, yeah,
Why?
to be like on the level of both LA teams. You
Okay.
said why?
Yeah.
Well,
I like to
said
pick
they're
a
missing
brain.
a piece, but I'm trying to figure out what kind of piece they're missing.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
because
who do you think they're missing? Like,
I mean, to me, they look. I'm looking at the roster right now. They have a nice array of talent around Jokic. My guy is Michael Porter Jr.
because he's Bazoo. Is he actually
Yeah.
playing this season?
Yeah,
He was injured.
yeah,
But
he-
what's
he's
his
playing.
points? I was thinking about it
He-
What's
his
he
stats?
doing?
He's not playing heavy minutes right now because they have such a deep team.
Okay.
So you think he's gonna be traded?
Straight up.
But the time his contract's
see,
up,
like right now, he's only playing like 9 minutes per game.
so he's not making an impact for them to want him to put more minutes on.
Right, not yet.
I mean, this is technically his rookie season. You know,
Exactly,
last year
exactly.
he was a rookie, but
But going back, this team is already loaded in regards to having Jokic, Paul Millsap, Gary Harris starting,
they
Will
still
Barton
need somebody to help him
starting.
get over that hump. though.
Where my guy at? Where'd he go? I can't see. Oh, Jamal Murray. His game has flourished. This team is coming along. Like I said, I'm trying to think, what are they missing?
They missing something. That's why I said they can't be on the level of the LAs or even Houston. They're missing something to.
If I would say something, I would say probably a point guard. I know Gary Harris is the starting point guard, but I'm not sure he's the kind of point guard that will, get in someone's face like, hey, you know what I'm saying, and whatever else. So maybe
Yeah,
that.
Rondo type. You need a Rondo type
Right,
guy.
right.
Lead the troops.
But this team is very deep, and especially, and they have that home court advantage playing in Denver. Playing that in that area, with the mile high,
The mile high air.
Yeah. So
Okay.
watch out for that team.
but
But,
they're not a sleeper. People know about them just like
right.
they know about the Jazz.
Right.
So
And going back to the Rockets, they are playing much better. I'm just wondering, will the style of play with Westbrook and Harden, will that help them in the playoffs? I'm not sure in the series
this won't.
that,
I mean,
that can help them.
whether it's Westbrook and Harden or CP3 and Harden, the same. To me, Westbrook and CP3
Are the same.
They're the same. It was like a lateral trade. I know it's because CP couldn't get along with Harden, but we knew Westbrook and Harden. I said when that trade happened, the same thing's going to happen. Westbrook gotta have the ball. Harden gotta have the ball. Harden like to shoot a lot of threes and travel. And Westbrook likes to sit there
gonna put out
drive
the negative real fast.
Everybody knows your boy travels. But anyway,
Facts.
it's just to the point. I'm like, y'all, it's a lateral move. The Westbrook and Harden doing that thing in the playoffs, it's not gonna get you to the championship. It's only get you so far, because we know Harden don't play defense. It was one from last season. Have you in tears laughing? The dude was so bad on defense, and then he like to try to call out somebody else for not playing defense.
Come on now.
Yo, boy, Harden is funny. It's like, but you so arrogant because you know you're good. You get the shots, you get all these points. I'm telling you, any other
Wait,
team.
what
will
happened
exploit
again?
him.
Paint me the
the
picture.
man-
Paint us the picture.
Was it an ISO or a guy was going? Let's say it was a fast break, and I think another Rockets player was there to go, and the dude went by Harden. That was his man to defend. Went by Harden. Harden probably did this. I don't
Harden
even think he
was
put
probably-
a hand up, but he probably did this. Dude went by him, scored, and the other Rockets players under there, and the dude scored, and Harden looked at him like, man. Dude, that was your
Your
man.
man.
It's like
Why
pretty
you yelling
much.
at your teammate? That was your man that blew by you. Like, you barely even put a hand on
It's
him.
like pretty
But he
much
does that
Harden
all the
was
time.
expecting help from the weak side,
Girl, he is horrible.
and the weak side
Horrible.
didn't show up.
Hey,
Dang.
but he does that all the time. But anyway,
Accountability, huh? It's lacking.
he's a superstar. As I was told again from the coaching in-house, sometimes your best defense is your best offense. So the Rockets don't have the best defense. We know except Harden don't play it. But you score a lot, that can make up for your lack of defense.
True.
Now, how far does that go in playoffs? It only goes so far. You're going to be exposed, and people are going to, which the Rockets make it to the conference finals and don't get past it. So,
Hey, I was told when I was in grade school, offense wins games, but defense wins championships. So I feel like between those two, their defense isn't elite enough.
heck no. That's why I said they
to
can't
advance.
get past the conference final. They can get what they're shooting because you're going to eliminate teams that not really know how to exploit you. You're going to be exploited.
Probably that the first 2 rounds. Okay, yeah, you probably get a pass, but you get into
that best of the best is facing against you, and they know how to exploit you.
Yeah.
You're not going to get it. So CP3 didn't get cheated per se with this trade because Westbrook is not going to get a ring with the Rockets either. Harden's not going to change his style. We got Capella doing good, but again, that y'all don't have it to where team ball is really being good at its best. You got the individual Westbrook, Harden, Capella, Westbrook, and roles, but you're not coming together.
That being said, do y'all feel that Harden, Westbrook are the modern day Karl Malones and Charles Barkley's?
Harden and Westbrook?
What?
Meaning that they would not win a championship.
Oh. Only with the trade to a team that's, is going to get it. When people at the end of their career, they're not doing the minutes to earn it, but they kind of own a roster. That's the only way I see it. But them doing the hard work, no.
I mean, because Barkley and Malone tried that too. They, in their careers,
Malone should have had it, but he was on that Lakers squad. That Lakers squad, the one time that didn't win against the Pistons, that wasn't normal. But that's the one time for the next year the Lakers won. See?
Those were the days, though.
I love those days.
They had a whole bunch of off. None of the GP. He was on that team with the Lakers and Malone, and when they get it.
But Gary Payton did end up winning one with the Heat.
After he left the Lakers, he went to Miami. I didn't know that.
Yes,
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Him and Shaq went to the Heat the same year.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And I think if I recall, the first year Shaq was there, they didn't win, but the very next year
they did.
Yeah. And that was just the Western Conference. We ain't even touched the East.
Man.
Right now, Boston leading in the East, 11-2. We talked about this a little bit last week, but looks like Kemba Walker is doing exactly what they hoped Kyrie would have done.
I still trying to figure out what went wrong with Kyrie in Boston.
His leadership got exposed. He's not a go-to. He's not a go-to guy. Like he was perfect being with LeBron because he wasn't the guy.
Was that guy.
But they wanted Kyrie to be the guy in Boston. That's not his style.
I'm still in my feelings. They should have never traded Kyrie for IT.
Mm-hmm.
IT was a leader.
He was. he was their heart and soul.
I feel like, why did they do that?
He was their heart and soul.
I'm sorry.
But they felt like he was too injury prone. So let's go ahead, and he was expendable at the time because of his injuries.
He did.
And then plus him being 5'2" and some sweat. You know what I'm saying?
But he proved himself to be in the league that long.
I mean, he was like right there in the MVP race
the
too.
last pick of the draft, and that man made himself name for himself in the NBA. That doesn't happen often.
Nope.
But who was he with now? Because IT got injured again.
He's with the Wizards, and he's starting.
Is he?
Okay.
Since John Wall, he's hurt still.
Right, because John Wall's pretty much, but the Wizards, bless their hearts.
John Wall needs to change the scenery too.
And so does Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
St. Louis is on. They need to split that team up. Sometimes we try, this ain't working. Them contracts is gone.
I don't understand why they don't reorganize at times.
Yeah, where's your boy now when we hear the reorganization?
And the problem is Bradley Beal just signed an extension.
That don't mean they won't trade him though.
Man,
he has some trade value. He does.
Oh, he does.
And bet more than Wall because he done had that injury like Wall did.
I just wonder which team is gonna want to pick up that contract.
There's some desperate ones out there.
You're gonna find out.
It's gonna happen. They gotta break that team up.
Milwaukee Bucks are right there, 11-3.
They surprised me. I thought the Bucks was gonna take the Raptors last year and have the Eastern Conference final. That shocked me. I'm like, but that's
Kawhi said, "Y'all must have got who I am."
That and experience. Again, as they young, one season more under their belt, they should have it. Again, Philly. Again, I thought Philly would have went further. Inexperience. Philly still, I see the Bucks is better than Philly. The
Raptors,
the
I
Celtics
think are better
are.
than them.
Yeah, and I think people not giving the Raptors enough credit because Kawhi's not there, but they're doing the thing too.
That team is playing incredible. Pascal Siakam, that dude is the truth. That dude, his skill set is getting so much better than what it was last year, and he was great last year. But if you don't really watch a game of his, just sit back and see how he does, you will be amazed. Like, his skills is off
remember
the chain.
I told you earlier from the coaching in-house that you have teams that build just for the playoffs and they can run with it. So the regular season's okay, but when playoffs come, we know what the Raptors did last year, but they had Kawhi. Without Kawhi, can the Raptors go far, even with his skill?
And
Can he do that and not be exposed?
That would probably, unless they make a trade, that would probably be their biggest issue because they don't have that. You know what? Kawhi can take us over the hump. He made incredible shots during the playoffs and the finals last year. Look what he did against the Sixers. How they win that series? That game winner jumper on the corner.
Kawhi did. He did that. Boom. He did. He did.
Boom.
He lived up to that trade value. They got that trade value out of him with them shots. And again, Philly was like, oh. But that's why I said Philly, they're good, but they can't get past. I'm telling you, they got to find out the piece too.
Ben Simmons has to have a consistent jumper.
Ben Simmons, I mean, Embiid will do what he does, but he can't do it by himself. And then you need a better backcourt.
Miami Heat, they looking good. 10-3. Jimmy Butler doing this thing.
And what's the dude from the G League? I heard that's on the Heat now. That's doing his thing.
Golly, really.
Let's go back to this.
Yeah. Man, what is his
Somebody
name?
has my phone.
Nunn. Kendrick Nunn.
Okay, he's doing it. Yeah.
He's their starting point guard. Derrick Jones Jr. This dude can jump out the gym. He had so many highlight reel dunks so far in his career. But having Jimmy Butler, having that veteran presence on that team is huge. Tyler Hero, he's a rookie from Kentucky. I'm sorry. From
Tyler who?
Tyler Hero. He I want to say Kentucky. I was right. He has his game. He reminds me a little bit of Luka Doncic in regards to having that confidence, that swag. He doesn't fear no one. He will shoot a shot in your face. He'll cross you over. I like the way the Heat are looking as well. You talked about the Atlanta Hawks earlier.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, due to one of their players who was an idiot, who I had an idiot of the week. Let me go back real quick.
Idiot of the week. Okay.
Go back to the Hawks. I like the makeup of this team. Trae Young, he's definitely the future of that team and in the NBA. He's like a Steph Curry in the making. Oh, damn, they're almost there. But where is he at? John Collins. Him and Trae Young pretty much came in lead the same year, and they all started to develop a certain chemistry. But then he got suspended for taking a substance that he shouldn't have taken. So now, so now he's out like 25 games.
Wait. Is illegal on certain states illegal?
let me pull it up real quick so we can find out. John Hollins, NBA. Let's see, Hawks. Okay, here we go. So, there we go. John Hollins suspended.
He must have been kicking with his friends. Somebody wasn't there to tell him, don't do it. Don't do it.
You got all these different John Hollins. Come on now.
Right. NBA John Hollins.
Right. Okay, here we go. He was suspended 25 games for performance enhancing drugs. In which he says that he wasn't aware of it and the whole thing. He says, I've been incredibly careful about what I put in my body, but I took a supplement which, unbeknownst to me, had been contaminated with the legal component. So now he's out 25 games, in which that was a few weeks ago, so I know it's about closer to around the teens now. But that team is on the rise. They may not win. Well, let's see. Let me go to the
They need a few pieces, but they always do trade at the deadline. But I'm like,
when is the trade deadline?
February.
Yeah.
They usually do it right after the All-Star break.
Oh, yeah, they 4-10.
But they be like that. That's why I'm like, what are y'all doing? It's when I look at that after if you get the draft picks in the top 10 for 2 or 3 years in a row, you should see the fruits of that labor by that fourth year. So that's why I mentioned about the Suns.
Oh,
they got Aiden, they had Booker, somebody. Okay, 3 years. Okay, now we're seeing it.
And right now, Aiden
is
even playing because he's suspended.
Too. I just thought, I'm like, damn,
what did he do?
His was for diuretic.
Diuretic.
Yeah.
And because this is the East, I know we said the Hawks are 4-10. That's just 2 games from being in the 8th spot.
Yeah, because
so they just 1 good week away from being right there in the playoff hunt. I know we know it's only November, not April.
But you kind of forecast it unless a injury happens and throws things off. Now, if it's this time next year, we know it'll be different because we can talk about the Brooklyn Nets in this mix.
In which, going back to Kyrie, he has to be the leader of that team right now because you don't have KD, and they just 6-8. So,
but that is a new team. They gotta mesh it a little better. They were already kind of decent actually before Kyrie got there this
because
season.
they went to the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I mean the East is not as hard to get there, but that still has something going. So they still gotta work that chemistry out.
Right. Yeah. So everyone, this is once again the platform Sports Talk Show. Your Wednesday night sports light. The ladies have taken over. It's about that time. We usually have other segments, but we have taken way over time. And I wonder why. And I know people have to go ahead and do other things. So this has been an incredible show. We definitely have to have y'all back again.
What?
Yes.
You actually want us back? We
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
scare you
got
all
to.
off.
Oh, no.
We didn't get
Oh,
on
no.
your
This-
nerve. We didn't know what we were talking about.
Oh, no.
I wasn't ready.
Right, because
right.
she was literally a last-minute walk-in person. So this was not a scheduled program.
So she was doing some last minute like Colin Kaepernick, huh?
Look at the text messages you'll see. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, that's what you weren't playing.
This has been incredible. Definitely got to have more conversations. I hope everyone has enjoyed the conversation that we've been having on the show. Shouts out to Stan. He had to go ahead and take care of his thing. Representing for his Stan brand and everything.
He left his do rag. You gotta make sure he
See, that's where you know it's serious. He leaves the do rag. He gonna be smooth. Have you seen my? Yeah, it's right here, bro. I'm gonna take a picture of it. It's right here. But yeah, great conversation in regards to the public high school league, just local, the coaches and everything from the NFL, NBA. Real quick, thoughts on the overview of the Cardinals season this past year, real quick.
It was a fun ride. The first half wasn't, but that All-Star break it was fun. Man.
Yeah, so
I was proud of him. I was very proud of him.
My biggest thing was that the organization waits too long to make big changes. Be more proactive. Follow what the Blues did and what Berube did. When he saw a problem, he didn't wait till the problem escalated.
Right.
He made proactive moves to make changes. Till
it fit.
Exactly. He held people accountable.
That's the other word of the day.
It was a reorganization. But he came in and he challenged guys. Like if he had certain expectation about your game, he wasn't gonna just say, "Oh, you're doing okay. It'll be better." No, he'll tell you, "No, right now you're playing bad." And I'm going to move you to this position here because I feel like this is what's going to better help you and our team. Not just waiting like previous regime, Mike Matheny. I'll keep on playing this guy.
Man.
But see, he's more
I'll keep on playing him.
He was from the manager that I'm for the players, which I get, but you can't. In certain time, a good manager, you got to step up and hurt his feelings. You hurt your players' feelings.
Mike Matheny's method was what you would do in high school and college, not in the pros.
Right. That's what they hurt their feelings.
You get paid to do what? Okay, we need
win.
to break that.
Right.
All day.
And so I feel like that's been the organization's problem is that they want to try to have these veterans. Okay, well, because they did it back in 2015, they can do it again 2019.
No.
That's not the type of
You have to hurt.
Fans don't want to see that.
Right.
No.
I'm really big on, okay, if you ain't playing right, I'm going to put someone else in so you can feel the hurt. No, seriously, because it's just going to make you man up and say, you know what, let me get my shit together.
And get my spot back.
Or maybe I don't have it no more. But you can't just keep on putting the same guys out there and expect for them to all of a sudden hit 4 home runs in the game.
Man.
That's my whole thing. And so Berube, he was real big on being proactive and making choices that's going to better help the team. He don't care. He cares about you, but you have to man up and take
cutthroat, straightforward.
Right, cutthroat. Hey, it's all about winning, and look what happened.
Every organization worked out for the Blues.
Right.
He came in the middle of the season. They worse and shit.
Right.
Steered that ship right all the way to that cup.
There we go. So once again, for those watching, share this stream to everyone. Make sure y'all share it again to y'all, your followers, your friends. Like, hey, check us out, because this has been a wonderful conversation. This is the Platform Sports Talk Show, your Wednesday night sports delight. Check us Check us out next week, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time on YouTube, 6:45 on Facebook for the pre-show. I am your boy Smooth, along with
Bunny
and
Suzanne.
Because when it's about sports, it becomes our business, and business just picked up. We out. Peace out, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.